Hello, I'm Richard. Welcome back to my channel over and over and over again. This is an Arsenal v Burnley live watch along. Hello, how you doing? My name's Richard. Welcome back to my channel over and over and over again, the Positive Arsenal channel. This is going to be a live watch along with the game against Burnley tonight. This is the Arsenal team for the game. As you can see, there's not that many changes from last week's Premier League game, actually, is there? So it's not so many young players as we maybe expected. El Nenny's back in the side, of course, in place of Thomas Partey, who's injured. Other than that, it's the same team that lost to Spurs last week, isn't it? I mean, what do you guys make of the lineup there? It's good to see Smith Rowe, Willock on the bench. Mate, the Knives is a bit unlucky not to get a start, I think. But Xhaka's back in the team. I know a lot of people won't be too happy about that. It looks like a back four with Bellerin, Holding, Gabriel and Tierney. I say El Nenny and Xhaka in midfield. Willian's still in the team again. It's probably a last chance saloon for a lot of these players, isn't it? I think if they don't put in a performance tonight, then I think that might be their lot. And in fact, I think it would have to be their lot, wouldn't it? Let's be honest. If we have a look as well at the Burnley team, which is pretty much as expected, I think. Chris Wood's playing up front instead of Ashley Barnes. Of course, Ashley Barnes has got a great record against us, hasn't he? Rather than that, it's a team you would have expected. If you saw my show on Friday with Dan, a Burnley fan, he would have pretty much predicted this team. So there's not too many surprises there with Burnley. You know what they're going to play. It's a 4-4-2. Mike Bassett style. So yeah, let's see how it goes tonight. Let me know what your thoughts are on the game. Russ is in the chat there. I hope it's a win. Yeah, let's hope so. I think we need to win now, don't we? Of course, it's a big game for Burnley as well because they've just dropped into the bottom three, haven't they? Following the results today, couple of surprise results, maybe I suppose. Fulham getting a draw with Liverpool, and of course Tottenham drawing away at Crystal Palace as well. You have to excuse me. I'm just eating my dinner because I've been working today. But yeah, so kickoff's only about 5 minutes away. I've got a stream, so hopefully we'll be okay. It might be a little bit behind. That's the only thing, but that's just normal, isn't it? Really. Let me know what your predictions are for the score. I still think we will sneak this game 2-1, but I think it's going to be very, very tight. It's going to be a difficult game, and I do feel as though it's not going to be particularly enjoyable, probably, but we'll see. Stay with the channel because I'm sure that I'll try and keep you entertained as much as I can as we go through the game. Just make sure if you haven't done already, please come and subscribe to the channel. It's going out live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter at the moment. So please come over to YouTube and subscribe if you haven't done already. Please give it a like as well wherever you're watching it. That would be much appreciated as well. And hopefully Arsenal can do the business and get the result because we need to win that. We're just looking at the league table there. Burnley are currently 7 points behind us with a game in hand. So if they were to win, they'd only be 4 points behind us with a game in hand. Obviously, we've got a tough game in midweek as well, haven't we, against Southampton, who had a good result today. They tend to be a bit of a bogey team for us as well, don't they? So, but it is what it is. We'll just have to hope for the best. Hope we put performance in and get the win. Teams are just coming out now. Burnley are out. Wearing an all black kit. Of course, there's 2,000 fans in the stadium today. Arsenal actually wearing a retro tracksuit as they come out as well, which is nice to see, with the old logo on. Maybe that might bring us some luck, but we'll see. Oh, Kevin from Jersey's in. Well, let's hope we do score 3 or 4. I'm not convinced that we will, but anyway, I think the fans in the stadium might help because we've struggled at home, haven't we, in the Premier League last 3 or 4 games. I do like these tracksuit tops, by the way. Very, very smart. And of course, great logo as well. So, I'm putting the teams up now. I'll just put the teams up again for you. This is the Arsenal team. I'll get rid of that comment, sorry. So that's the Arsenal team there for this game. Let me know what you think about that. David Luiz clearly can't be fit. Still following his head injury against Wolves, obviously, in the last home game. Willian's still in the side as well. And Xhaka, of course, two players that have been really criticised. And Bellerin as well, let's not forget. Bellerin at right back. Russ has put a comment in the chat there, what's for dinner. It's just pasta, Russ, that's it today. I've been busy all day working, so I haven't had time to sit down at home, have any proper food. Oh, the Christmas tree. Well, my Christmas tree is downstairs. In fact, I'll be honest with you. At the moment, it's not anywhere because I haven't got anywhere to put it. Working from home means that we've had to set up two offices, one downstairs, which was the space that normally a Christmas tree went in, and there's another office up here where I am at the moment. So we haven't really got a Christmas tree. There's a little one in the dining room, which I'll have to maybe bring up here next time I'm on. So yeah, I haven't got a Christmas tree up yet. But I'll tell you what, if Arsenal win this game, I'll put one up for the next show that I do in this room, so that we'll have a Christmas tree on. But we've got to win this game first. I'm not even celebrating Christmas. We don't win between now and Christmas. That's it. It's been a bad enough year anyway with everything that's gone on. So Christmas will be definitely out the window if we don't win another game before Christmas. So we'll see. Of course, Aubameyang has got a great record against Burnley, hasn't he? It was only the previous game in February at Turf Moor when he hadn't scored. I think he scored 5 or 6 against them in 4 games previous to that. So I'm expecting a goal from Aubameyang today, ending his run. If you want a bad run, you want to play against a team you've got a good record against, don't you? So Adam wants Burnley to win. I'm not quite sure why, but anyway, looks like no treated. Yeah, quite possibly. But we'll see. We might win this game, and then I'll definitely put it up tomorrow. But yeah, it's not looking good, is it, at the moment? But we'll see. Obviously, Burnley are struggling more than we are, so let's hope that having fans in the stadium as well makes a difference. It helped, in it, the last Europa League game. We did score 4 goals in that game, so let's hope we haven't used them all up. But Burnley are about to kick off. They're attacking the goal to the left, which is the North Bank end, for those who know the Emirates Stadium. That's usually the way Arsenal like to kick off in the second half, attacking the North Bank. So hopefully that's good. That's a good sign. Although it hasn't been in the last 3 home games, is it, where we've played this way around? But anyway, I'm not quite sure what the referee's waiting for. Oh, they're taking a knee now. That'll be what they're waiting for. And the Arsenal fans are clapping for some reason, which I'm not quite sure why. But anyway, so Burnley have kicked off then. Aubameyang tried to close down nice and early, but unfortunately, Burnley just bypassed him, and now my stream has froze straight away, which is quite annoying. But I'll see if I can get the other one on. I've got a couple on the go at the moment, so we'll see what's happening. But quite typically, as has happened before. Let's try and get a different one on. That was going quite well as well, but anyway, 2 seconds into the game, it went. So there you go. Seem to have a little bit of problems at the minute. But anyway, let's see. I think I need to change my internet connections. This isn't much fun at the moment. I'm sorry about this. Matt says, Meza, of course, stats aren't great over the last few years, but chances created are up there. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it seems crazy, isn't it, that we can't create any chances, and our most creative player is not even in the squad. But anyway, never mind. I suppose it's hopefully things will change in the new year, one way or the other. I think he'll either leave, which might well be the case, or we're back in the squad, won't he? I think that's the only two options, really. I think at this moment in time, I can't see there being anything else that we can do at this moment in time. Really, we can't keep him as it is at the moment for the rest of the season because it's proving to be too disruptive, isn't it, for the rest of the squad, which is just no good at all. And it's bonkers, really, isn't it? That the whole situation that's gone on for this long seems crazy. I've got my stream back now. I'm 2 minutes into the game. It is still 0-0, thankfully. And the ball's back with the Burnley goalkeeper, Nick Pope, who kicks it long. But Rob Holding's underneath it, heads it forward towards Lacazette. Wins a free kick. I think it was a high boot in there. The referee, by the way, is Graham Scott. I know he's not the best referee, is he? But anyway, hopefully we won't need to worry too much about VAR or any of that sort of stuff. It's just going to be, nice and calm for the referee today. Nothing too controversial. This free kick was played short by Oneni to Willian. It's out to Bellerin on his right-hand side. The cross was deflected and it's now headed away. Burnley looking to get a break. It was McNeil, I think, he played the ball out wide to the right-hand side, but it's now gone all the way back to Bernd Leno in goal. And he just plays it short to Rob Holding. So there's not a lot of pattern so far to the game. Arsenal seem as though we've got perhaps more of a possession in this early stage, as you'd expect, really. So yeah, let's see how it kind of pans out over the next sort of 10 or 15 minutes. I think we need to start this game well because our home form has been so poor. I'm not sure if it's my screen or whether it's actually foggy because it looks like a misty on the screen, but I don't know whether that's just my feed or whether it's actually foggy. I know it's been really cold today. I was out filming a couple of junior games this morning for my new business, and it was absolutely freezing. I've got some good footage, actually. I've started a new YouTube channel, which I'm going to be putting them on. Should go on tomorrow. I've been editing all day, really. So, but there's some good stuff on there. Some junior football, which would be nice. There's a couple of good games I saw as well, which is nice. Some good goals, which I said I'll be going on my new YouTube channel. It's called Northeast Football Media. So have a look out for that as well. The Burnley now are building an attack down the far side, their right-hand side. But they've played the ball back to halfway line. Ben Mee. Their two central defenders, Tarkowski and Mee, are decent, aren't they, in terms of Premier League? They're good, solid defenders, and it's going to be difficult for us. We've not scored a lot of goals. We don't score a lot of goals. And yeah, it's going to be a tough game today. I'm under no illusions about that. I know Kevin seemed to think we might score a few, but I don't know. I'm not convinced that we will. They're very organised, and you know what you're going to get with them, don't you? Sean Dyche has got them well organised. They work hard, and it's not going to be easy, is it? But the good thing so far is they don't seem to be sitting back and letting us have the ball like a lot of teams do. They're in possession at the moment. It was Westwood there. He's got the ball back just inside the Burnley half. Plays it out to the right back, Loughton. He had a good game against us actually at Turf Moor in February. He's got the ball again, but it's actually looked like he's going out, but he's kept it in. And Tierney's just want us to throw it over on the far side. 0-0 then, 5.5 minutes played. Not a lot, well, no chances at either end yet. But I say it's good to see some fans in the ground. I still can't quite get used to all the little lines and loads of spaces and loads of empty red seats. But I say it is the start, and let's just hope that the tiers don't change, because at the moment it's looking as though London might be going into tier 3, which would mean, of course, no fans are allowed in the stadium from the end of this week. But anyway, let's hope that doesn't happen, because just started to get fans back. It'd be a shame if we had to go backwards again to what it was before. But anyway, Arsenal there knocking the ball around at the back. Gabriel plays it forward, but it's intercepted quite easily by Brownhill, actually, the young midfield player for Burnley. Burnley now have got it back, looking for a ball over the top towards Chris Wood. He got a flick on He's a dangerous player as well. You know, they've got two decent centre backs. They've got two decent strikers as well. Rodriguez, Jay Rodriguez, another player who played well against us in February. Maybe unlucky not to score, wasn't he, that day? I think he hit the bar, didn't he? Late on in that game. Anyway, we come in, attack down this left-hand side of Aubameyang, plays it to Tierney, drills it across to the 6-yard box, but it's cleared away by Tarkowski. But that's our first good move, actually. Aubameyang down the left-hand side, linked well with Tierney. Tierney's low cross towards the 6-yard box was cleared away. But now Xhaka's bringing the ball forward, plays it square to Bellerin. He's sort of in a central position. He's got Willian outside him. Willian's on the ball now. Doesn't go past his man, plays it back to Bellerin and gets it back again. Goes past his man, whips in across. That's a great cross on. It was just a little bit too close to Nick Pope, who's gathered the ball. Hi, Mark. How you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Tottenham fan, of course. What did you feel about the result today against Palace? Obviously, leading, you must have been disappointed not to have won that game. Obviously, Liverpool drawing as well. It would have been a massive result, wouldn't it, if Spurs had won that? So, luckily, from our point of view, that didn't happen. But I agree. Has William kept his place? I do not know. I just said before the game, maybe this is the last chance for a few of these players. Willian included, Xhaka, maybe even Rob Holding, Bellerin. There's a few that really need to put in a performance today, or I can see some big changes for the midweek game against Southampton. But we'll see what happens. Arteta doesn't seem to want to get rid of these players, does he? He wants to keep them in the side for some reason, which I'm not quite sure about. But anyway, we'll see what happens after this game, because if we don't produce a result today and we don't put in a decent performance, then surely some of these players have got to be out of the side on Wednesday for what's going to be a very tough game, isn't it? Southampton, of course, won 3-0 today. They've just got a little graphic up now that the fewest goals in E-League this season. Burnley and Sheffield United both with only 5. We thought we had problems, but at least we've scored double that, but it's not enough, is it? Southampton will smash us. Well, I don't know. At home, I think, if we could still have fans in the stadium, I think that'll be an advantage. But it's obviously going to be a tough game. They're playing well, aren't they? They've got some good players. They're going on a good run at the moment in the top 4. A little disappointed with somebody's whole top spot. Yeah, I mean, I suppose you've got to enjoy it while you can. That's, I guess, would be the same if we were in that position. But I suppose being away from home, you go 1-0 up and you don't win, you're a little bit disappointed, aren't you? Especially as it was a team that, you'd maybe expect to beat. But Birmingham's trying to get him behind down the right-hand side, but it's cleared away. Kevin here saying Jack already slowing things down. Yeah, well, that's what he does. He does slow things down, doesn't he? And unfortunately, when we're at home in particular, we need to move the ball quicker. If we're going to get in behind these teams, I mean, Aubameyang tried to get in behind there. I think he's won a corner, actually. Or was it? Has he given? No, it's a corner on this near side. Willian's going to take it. It's going to be an outswinger. Let's see if we can create something from this. Actually, he plays it short to Bellerin and then gets it back. We do like these short corners. It's back into Bellerin again. He plays it square. It's a wasted opportunity, this. It was a poor ball and Burnley can get the ball away. I don't know why we don't just put it into the box. Yes, we don't have a lot of height, but Gabriel was up there. Holding was up there. Put the ball in the box. We're never going to score otherwise, are we? Yeah, Walcott, yeah, he probably will score against us because, as you say, most of our ex-players who play against us do seem to score. So, he probably will, let's be honest. But, yeah, I mean, it's going to be another tough game. That's why this one is so important because, if we don't get a result here and then it's going to be tough against Southampton, we're going to be in real trouble, aren't we, heading towards Christmas. And, obviously, Mikel Arteta is going to be under real pressure, isn't he? They're saying it's our worst start since 1981-82, which, of course, it is. That was actually my first season going to Highbury. So it just seems strange that we've, we haven't had such a poor start since then, really. So I suppose we've been lucky, I guess. But it certainly feels the same because that season we couldn't score goals either. We just lost Frank Stapleton, of course, that summer. And we really struggled for goals. So it's a similar kind of situation. But Aubameyang here down the left-hand side, chips the ball to the far post of William, heads it into Lacazette, and he tries a first-time shot and falls over, but he's got the ball back. It's come to Aubameyang. It's deflected wide for a corner. Oh, Lacazette had a chance there. Once again, he fluffs his lines when he's got a good chance. It was a good move, actually. Saka found Aubameyang on the left. He chipped it to the far post to Willian. Intelligent header into Lacazette. He tried to do a volley on the turn. He missed it completely. In the end, it fell to Aubameyang, and his shot was deflected for a corner. But again, we played a corner short. This was from the far side. It's now come to El Neni. It's back to Willian out on the left-hand side. Cuts inside and puts a cross into the far post, but it's gone out for a goal kick. I mean, that's 2 corners that we've had, 2 short corners. It hasn't worked. Surely we've got to start putting some in the box. Yes, Burnley is strong in the air. We know that, but we've got Gabriel, we've got Rob Holding in there. But this was the best chance that we've had so far. William headed it down. Lacazette tried to get a volley on the turn. Saka's follow-up got blocked, and then Aubameyang shot. I think they're looking for a handball, but I mean, I don't really think it was from Ben Mee. And I say it's still 0-0, 12 minutes gone. But that was a lot better from Arsenal. That's twice now we've got him down the left-hand side. Aubameyang's looking a little bit more sharp today. He's looking a little bit more lively. He's looking a little bit more focused and switched on, which is good to see because he's been very, very poor, hasn't he, for a while now. He could do with a goal, I guess. Maybe give him a bit of confidence. He's not actually scored in open play since the first day of the season, that game against Fulham back in September. So it shows the run he's been on. He's got that 1 penalty since against Manchester United. But Burnley have got a chance. Oh, it was a free header from Chris Wood. He should have scored there. Arsenal defence completely switched off. It was a cross from the far side. I'm not quite sure who put the cross in, actually. But it was actually a decent ball. It was a very good cross. And Wood headed it wide. It was a free header from about 6 yards. It was a great cross, actually. Where was our defence there? He got completely free. McNeil was coming in behind him. It seems as though he maybe felt McNeil might have had a better option to score, but Chris Wood got there with a header. It looked a good chance. He put it wide, and that was a let-off for Arsenal there early in this game. It was a great cross in, actually. I think it was Westwood with a cross, and he hasn't really got hold of it. He's kind of come off his shoulder a little bit, Chris Wood. He's normally dangerous in those positions, isn't he? So we're a bit lucky there. Now we're trying to play it out from the back. Burnley are pressing us early, and we've just given away a throw-in out on the far side. Kieran Tierney, not that great there. In fact, Chris Wood has just come up. He's got the most headed goals in the Premier League since the start of 2017 with 14. So that was a let-off for Arsenal there. Usually I say he's dangerous in those situations. But now Arsenal looking to get a break on here. Lacazette, it's a good run, actually. He's got Aubameyang outside him, but he's tackled well there. It's a good recovery tackle from Brownhill. He's had a good start to this game, actually, for Burnley in midfield. But that was a counter-attack there from Arsenal. Aubameyang played it into Lacazette. It was a good run, but then he kind of ran out of steam a little bit, and Brownhill caught up with him and tackled him. Arsenal win the ball back now. He's come back to Aubameyang on his left-hand side. Plays it to Gabriel, and it's now in the centre circle with Rob Holding. Now Arsenal trying to build down this right-hand side with Bellerin. Bellerin and Willian exchange passes. Bellerin moves inside. Lacazette tries to flick it out to Willian. It gets there despite a deflection, but it's hit Ben Mee in the head, in the face, and it's a head injury. So the referee has blown. I think it was just a ball hit him in the face there, Ben Mee. From I think it was Lacazette's attempted. Actually, no, it wasn't. He actually ran into Bellerin off the ball. He ran into Bellerin, ran into his shoulder. It's going to be a sore one, but it's going to be a drop ball. I think the referee's just going to give it back to us, and Bellerin plays it back to Willian. And we carry on in possession. Willian moves it inside to El Neni. We're back in the centre circle with Gabriel, just inside our half. Plays it square to Rob Holding. Plays the ball out to the right-hand side, but it goes straight out into touch. A poor ball. Sums up a lot of this early play from Arsenal, actually. Some of our passing has been quite sloppy. And that just summed it up there. A simple pass. He had 2 options on down the right-hand side. And the ball went between both of them, which was Willian and Bellerin, and went straight out for a throw, which the left-back Taylor's just taken. He's got it back. He was closed down by Willian, and Burnley have got a throw 20 yards further back down the pitch than the previous one, in line with the penalty area on this near side. So there's been maybe a chance for each side, hasn't there, so far? 16 minutes gone. There was that one for Lacazette where he couldn't quite get hold of the first time shot on the turn, and that header from Chris Wood, which he clearly should have done better with. But Arsenal just won a free kick with it taken quickly. Xhaka's now got the ball inside the centre circle, moving forward. He's looking like he wants to play the ball out to the left of Kieran Tierney, and he does. Tierney and Saka try a little 1-2, but it's gone out for a throw to Arsenal, which Kieran Tierney is going to take. On that far side, Arsenal's left, plays it back to Xhaka. It's quite tight there, and Burnley get the ball, but they're giving it away to Saka, plays it inside to Lacazette. Bellerin now, 30 yards out. He tries a shot, it's deflected away for a corner. It's a bit optimistic there from Bellerin. It was blocked by Brownhill again, doing a good job in midfield for Burnley. So it's about 30 yards out. Brownhill threw himself at that, actually. That's committed defending there from the young lad. So it's got out to an Arsenal corner on this near side. Are we going to put it in the box this time? We've got a lot of people in there. It does go into the box from Willian. Just flicked away. I think it was Ben Mee with the header, but it's come to Elneny. Similar position to where he scored the other night, but instead he plays it out to Tierney. Whips in across. But Burnley deal with it again. And now they've cleared it up to halfway. It's going to go out for a throw, is it? Or is Elneny going to keep it in? No, Elneny keeps it in on the far touchline and plays it back to Leno. It was better to see a corner actually be thrown into the box rather than the short corners that we've played. Yes, Burnley dealt with it, but we're not going to score, are we, unless the ball's in the box from set pieces. So we need to put it in. And we have got some defenders who have scored some goals, haven't we? Gabriel obviously scored twice this season already. So he's dangerous in the air. Both headers that he scored from set pieces as well. So we need to keep putting that ball in the box and get someone on the end of it. But he's back with Leno at the moment. We're just inviting Burnley to press us, actually, which I'm not quite sure why, but it's gone out to the left-hand side, just inside the penalty area with Gabriel. Plays it inside to Xhaka. And Burnley now have retreated slightly. Lacazette's come really deep, gets the ball back off Elneny, but then gives it away. He was looking for Saka. It's a poor pass, actually. Burnley have regained possession, and it's now gone all the way back to Nick Pope in goal. Kicks it long, but kicks it straight out. It's going to be an Arsenal throw. Midway inside the Burnley half on the far side. Arsenal now gone all the way back, and it's with Rob Holding. 10 yards inside the Arsenal half, plays it out to the right to Bellerin and then gets it back. This is quite slow build-up play from Arsenal inside their own half. Elneny to Xhaka. Plays the long ball over the top. That's a decent ball actually for Tierney, but Nick Pope was out of his area there to clear it away for a throw-in. But that was a good ball from Xhaka, actually, over the top of the Burnley defence, looking for Tierney, who had made the run. But the goalkeeper read it well. So Arsenal got a throw-in, getting in line with the penalty area down the left-hand side. Saka now tries to get a cross in. Was it deflected? It was. It's another corner to Arsenal. We've had a few corners, actually. We've probably had the better of the game so far, but Burnley have had the clearest chance, of course, that header from Chris Wood. It's going to be another corner from Willian out on the far side, the Arsenal left. Is he going to put it into the box again? Because the last one, caused Burnley a few problems. I think he is. Again, it's another corner into the box, but it just flicks off the first man, the defender. It's come all the way out to Aubameyang on this near side, and Bellerin's cut inside and plays it backwards to Tierney. And Xhaka tries to play it out to the right-hand side to Aubameyang. Burnley were appealing for offside, but he wasn't. It's back into Lacazette now, more central. Plays it square to Xhaka. Then to Saka on the left-hand side. Is he going to try a shot? He drives it into the box. It's a header just over the bar. I think that was Rob Holding, still up from the corner. It was a drilled cross, actually, from Saka from the left-hand side, just on the edge of the penalty area he was. Arsenal were patient with that build-up. It came to Saka on the left-hand side. It was about 30 yards. He drilled it in towards the penalty spot. It was a header from Rob Holding. He couldn't quite keep it down, and it went harmlessly over the bar. I think Nick Pope had it covered anyway, but that was a bit better from Arsenal. We're being patient, which is fine, but we actually had an end product there as well. A decent ball into the box and a good header. And that's why we need to get the ball into the box, because we'll cause problems. Well, that's a poor clearance from Nick Pope, actually. It's gone straight to Aubameyang. He plays it out to the left to Saka. Can he get there first? No, it was good defending, actually, from Tarkowski. Got across and got his goalkeeper out of trouble there. It was a poor clearance from Nick Pope. It went straight to Aubameyang. He tried to put Saka in just on the left of the penalty area, but it was a terrible goal kick there. nearly put Burnley in trouble, but it was good defending actually from Tarkowski. He just beat Saka to the ball. If Saka had got a toe to that first, it would have been a penalty. But it was good defending actually from Tarkowski. And Burnley now have got the ball away and actually trying to build an attack of their own. But Gabriel does well, and he wins a throw off the head of Rodriguez with his ponytail. Well, I suppose it's a man bun, isn't it, rather than a ponytail. Of course, hairstyles were in the news yesterday, wasn't they? On Match of the Day with Raheem Sterling's new haircut, which was a little bit of a strange one, shall we say? But I'm sure he likes it. But Burnley, I've got the ball down this near side, but it's gone back to Ben Mee. So lackluster. It is lackluster. It's very slow and methodical, isn't it? The build up that we're doing, which isn't the greatest to watch. But against a team like Burnley, maybe it is the best way to try to keep patient, keep possession, and try to probe for an opening. We've had one or two half chances, haven't we? But yeah, I agree. It is lackluster, and it isn't great to watch, is it? That's the bad thing. And under George Graham, sometimes we were poor to watch, but you knew we were going to dig out a win, and you just don't feel that we are at the moment. Bellamy just lost the ball again, and now Burnley can break down this right hand side with McNeil. Of course, he's a dangerous play. Cut inside. It's a good run. He's got Jay Rodriguez outside him. He tried to tip it to the far post, but Chris Wood couldn't get there quickly enough. Not noted for his pace, but that was a good run from McNeil. But again, it was Bellerin who gave the ball away at the start of that move. Poor pass, actually. He was out of position. McNeil ran into the space. He actually had maybe a better option with Rodriguez outside him to the left, but instead he tried to flick it to the far post to Chris Wood, and luckily for us, it went out for a goal kick harmlessly behind. But it shows that Burnley are going to be dangerous on the counter-attack, aren't they? So we need to be careful of that. And Nick Pope's come out of his area there to clear the ball away. He's gone out for a throw to Arsenal, about 10 yards inside our own half. Bellerin's taking it. It wasn't a foul throw this time from Bellerin. He's done well so far not to do a foul throw. Could be the first game. He's not done one yet this season. He seems to have done one all the time, hasn't he? But anyway, maybe he's been practicing in his back garden. So Rob Holding's now got the ball, plays it in towards the centre circle. That's a good ball actually to Saka, who's took it well, holds off his man. This is good play from Saka, and then he was fouled. That was a really good play actually. It was Brady that tracked him, but it was good play from Saka, a good first touch, and he showed strength there. And in the end, he's won Arsenal a free kick. It's about midway inside the Burnley half, just slightly to this right hand side. Willian standing over it. He does take a lot of set pieces, doesn't he? Maybe that's what he's in the team for. But so far this season, his deliveries haven't been great, have they? But anyway, this is going to be Willian to take his free kick. So it's about midway inside the Burnley half. He takes it in towards a penalty, towards a far post, but Burnley head it away. It was aimed towards Gabriel actually, but it was cleared away by Loughton. And it's now gone out for a throw to Arsenal, 10 yards inside the Burnley half on the far side. Again, it wasn't a great delivery from Willian, was it? I'd say he seemed to be in the team to take the free kicks and corners, but we're not scoring from any of them. We're not even creating many chances generally. But anyway, the ball's now back with Leno inside our own penalty area. Him and Gabriel are just knocking it between themselves at the moment, which is great if you're 2 or 3-0 up, but not when you're 0-0, 25 minutes into a game that you have to win. But anyway, Leno chips the ball out to the left-hand side to Tierney. It wasn't a great ball, actually, but Tierney's done well. But it's back with Gabriel. It's now back to Leno again. Burnley now started to press us, and Leno plays it to Gabriel. He just about keeps it in. It would have been a corner. I mean, this is ridiculous. What are Arsenal doing there? Leno's moaning about lack of movement in front of him, but just get rid of it. If we're going to lose the ball in the other half of the pitch, not inside our own penalty area. But this seems to be what Arteta wants us to do. Madness. We're not very good at it, are we? Let's be honest. And we're going to get caught out. We almost got caught out there. It was some really sloppy play all round, actually. We've just done another short goal kick. And it's just not working. But we've now managed to get the ball up to Willian, but we're still deep inside our own half. Willian on this near side, facing his own goal, but he turns quite well. But where's it going to go now? Switches to play well to Gabriel. Willian done really well there, actually. But it's just ridiculous. And that was a poor ball from Gabriel. We've just given the ball away again. And now Burnley can look to try and build an attack down the far side. They're right. But now it's back with Ben Mee. He's put under pressure by Aubameyang. It's gone back to Nick Pope, but he's cleared deep into the Arsenal half. But McNeil's chasing Bellerin. Bellerin plays it back to Leno. And this time he at least clears it up towards halfway. Saka flicks it on, looking for Aubameyang, but I think he may have been offside, but Burnley clear it anyway. And then Loughton plays it up the line. But Gabriel was there covering. And Arsenal now with Xhaka trying to come forward. He's just crossed the halfway line in the central position. Plays it through to Lacazette. That's a good ball, actually. He's got Tierney out on the left-hand side if he can find him. It goes into Saka. It finds Tierney, pulls it back to Lacazette. I think it was saved there. Nick Pope's legs, was it? And Burnley clear it away. That's our best chance of the game. It was a good move, actually. And again, it's fell to Lacazette inside the penalty area. It was about 6 yards out, a bit like the earlier chance here. This time he did get a connection. I'm sure it hit Nick. I'm sure it was saved by Nick Pope's legs, either that or the defender in front of him. But that's the closest we've come to a goal so far. 27.5 minutes played. And that was much better from Arsenal. It's now come to Saka. Plays it into Aubameyang. It's now gone out to Tierney on his left-hand side. Can he get a crossing? He gets past his man. Well, he gets to the byline. Oh, was that handball? Oh, from Brady. I think VAR might be checking this. I'm not sure it's going to be given as a penalty. Tierney done really well there. He got past his man and then whipped a cross in. Well, no, I mean Brady turned away. It's kind of hit him up here, but he was facing the opposite direction. They're not going to give that as a penalty, but it's going to be a corner. Another corner to Arsenal. And the far side this time, it's going to be Willian again. Is he going to go short or is he going to put it back into the box? The last couple of calls, Burnley a few problems. So let's get it in there. Everybody's up. All the defenders are up. Aubameyang's in there. Lacazette's in there. The corner comes in. But again, it doesn't beat the first man. It comes out to El Neni, though. Plays it to Tierney. Cuts back inside onto his left foot. Plays it back to El Neni in a central position. And then Xhaka. Burnley have kind of forced us back out again. But it's a deep cross played in towards the far post. And we've got another corner. It was Taylor there that headed it out of the far post. He didn't really need to, actually, because I think the ball was going out anyway. But this is much better from Arsenal. This move they're just showing a replay of now. So Lacazette played it to Saka. It was Tierney, got to the byline, came back. It was a good save from Pope, actually. It was quite close to him, to be fair. But he kept it out with his leg. Yeah, it was a good save. Actually, looking at it behind the goal, it was a really good save from Nick Pope. Williams now got the ball on his right-hand side. Whips across into head out the far post. I think it was Gabriel. Quite similar to the goal he scored against Wolves the other week, actually. This time he couldn't get it on target. He's headed it wide. Again, it was the same sort of short corner between Willian and Bellerin. That's a lovely whip cross, actually. Gabriel jumps highest. He just couldn't quite direct it on target. He's put it wide at the far post. But again, that's two opportunities that we've had now in the last couple of minutes. The goal maybe is coming. I don't want to say it is because they've not been coming very often in the Premier League this season, but they've just said there Arsenal have had 7 shots, but only 1 on target, which was that one from Lacazette just a minute ago, which Pope saved with his legs. So yeah, it's not great, but we're starting to get on top of this game now. We just need to find this goal. I think the first goal is going to be so important in this game. I think if we can score, it might settle us down. With the crowd there as well, I think it might really be a massive boost for us. But if we concede the first goal, then it's going to be a massive struggle, isn't it? But the ball's all the way through to Bernd Leno. He's got it in his hands. It's probably better in his hands than at his feet, let's be honest. He's got a strapping on his elbow, actually, on his right elbow. I'm not quite sure if he's got an injury there. He just dinks the ball into the centre circle for Lacazette to flick on, but nobody reads it and Burnley can clear it. But he's come to Bellerin on his right-hand side. He's done well, actually. Plays it out to Willian. Slows the play down, but goes past his man. Plays it inside to Bellerin, but it wasn't a great ball. Yes, it wasn't a great touch from Bellerin either, but I don't think the pass did him a lot of favours, if you're honest. And then he just tidies up in midfield. And then he's had a decent enough first half. And he's nice and tidy, steady. Played the ball simple. Tried to keep it moving. Xhaka's now playing almost in a centre half position. Plays the ball across to Gabriel, to Rob Holding. Again, we've put another 10 crosses in this game after, 40 odd last week. I don't know how many crosses we need to score a goal because that's what, over 50 now without a goal. So anyway, we've just given away a free kick there. Rob Holding in the back of Rodriguez, I think it was. Oh, it was Chris Wood actually. So it could be a free kick to Burnley. It's about 10 yards inside our half. But of course, Burnley can be dangerous from free kicks and set pieces, can't they? It's going to take something special for me. It's going to be Dwight McNeil with it. It's towards the penalty area. It's a good header on actually by Tarkowski, but it's going to be a free kick. Is it? It looks like a head injury to Kieran Tierney, I think it is. He's holding the side of his face. His play going on. I'm not really sure what's happening here, but Tierney's down. There seems to be a little, I don't know, Aubameyang's over there with Brady. I don't know what's happening there. Tarkowski's getting involved, pulling Brady away. A few Arsenal players not very happy there. Was it because the Burnley players didn't allow Arsenal to get the ball back for a head injury? I'm not really sure what happened there. The camera was showing Tierney down in the penalty area, and then suddenly it's Gabriel and Brady are now having discussions. I'm not sure if Brady speaks a lot of English actually, but anyway, it was a ball into the box there. Tarkowski, it was an arm across Tierney. Didn't look that much in it, if we're honest, but anyway, Tierney's gone down in the penalty area, clutching the side of his face. And not quite sure what happened there. Brady didn't seem to want to give the ball back. Him and Saka, it was Saka actually. Him and Saka had a little bit of a push and a shove there on the far side, and a few other players decided to get involved. And it's going to be a yellow card actually for Brady. Obviously, he's not the first Brady, is he, to be playing Arsenal, but just in the wrong team. And he's not quite as good as he, let's be fair. So it's raining, it's boring. Come on, Arsenal, don't be boring. Yeah, well, exactly. But unfortunately, at the moment, it's not the greatest game, not the greatest Arsenal performance, is it? But it's pretty much keeping in line with a lot of what's gone on in the Premier League so far this season, isn't it, for Arsenal? We've been like this, unfortunately, for a while now. It's poor, but at least we've had a couple of chances in this game. We've maybe a bit unfortunate not to have scored. The one with Lacazette, which was saved well by Pope's legs, and then the header from Gabriel, we maybe could have done a bit better. But of course, Chris Wood missed that header as well for Burnley, didn't he? So it could be even worse. So let's maybe be grateful for that at the moment, I think. But Burnley now trying to build an attack down the far side, their right-hand side. It's a ball played over the top, but Rob Holding reads it well, heads it away. Rob Holding's done all right today so far, actually. He's looked pretty solid. Not been put under a massive amount of pressure. None of the defence have, to be honest, yet. But Gabriel does well then. It runs all the way through to Bernd Leno. So 35 minutes nearly played. The crowd are trying to get behind the team, sitting in the rain with their masks on, trying to make as much noise as they're allowed. Ben Meade intercepts the ball, heads it out for a throw to Arsenal on this near side, the right, which I think Bellerin's going to take, and he doesn't give a foul throw again. So he's certainly improved his throws, hasn't he, in this game so far? He took about 4 or 5 and not managed to give a foul throw away, which is good. Rob Holding now striding forward down his right-hand side, finds Bellerin. Bellerin cuts inside. He likes to cut inside from his right-hand side, doesn't he? But Burnley forced us back again. Now Gabriel's got it just inside the centre circle. Plays a good ball actually out to the left-hand side to Kieran Tierney, inside to Aubameyang. Aubameyang tried to cut inside, and I think he was looking to get a shot away, but it's come back out to El Neni, now to Bellerin, to Willian now on this near side. Can he go past his man and get a cross in? He does. It's a drilled cross, but again, Burnley deal with it pretty well, actually. They defended quite well in this first half. It comes out to McNeil. He plays it up to Jay Rodriguez, who holds it up well, but Rob Holding pinches it off him. And now Willian's got the ball here on this near touchline. And it was a good tackle actually there from Taylor, the Burnley left back, and it's gone off Willian for a throw to Burnley deep inside their own half on this near side. 10 minutes till half time. It's not been the greatest game, if we're honest. It's not been the greatest Arsenal performance, but we're not losing, so let's look at the positives. And we have had 1 or 2 chances as well. We could actually be in front, which is unusual. We've not actually led at home in a home game since we played Sheffield United at the beginning of October. and it's now nearly in the middle of December. So it just goes to show what problems that we've had, especially at home. But let's hope we can get a goal. And it's handball there from Chris Wood. Ball bounced through to him. He misjudged it and it bounced off his arm. It's going to be a free kick to Arsenal on the halfway line. Just slightly over to this right-hand side. Just played inside to Gabriel in a central position. And then Xhaka plays it on to Tierney down the left. Gets it back. Arsenal again have been forced back by Burnley. Not really able to get him behind him at all. Leno plays a ball into El Neni, who was under pressure, but he did really well actually. Played it back out to Gabriel, who's now on the right-hand side. Plays it back to Leno. We're gonna be punished for this if we keep playing it out from the back the way that we have been. It's been very, very poor. Leno's been playing it to people under pressure. He almost then plays it straight out, but Saka done well actually on his left-hand side. Shows a bit of strength as well with Westwood, but he's lost the ball to Westwood, and then Lacazette gives away a foul, which he doesn't agree with, but it was a foul. Out on that far side, it's going to be a free kick to Burnley. This is, of course, where we need to be careful because it's going to be set pieces that Burnley are dangerous on. They can certainly put good deliveries in, and they've got people who are good in the air. You know, obviously Chris Wood and the two defenders, me and Tarkowski, don't score a lot of goals into, but they're very dangerous, aren't they? It's going to be. It looks like it's going to be Westwood who's going to swing this in on, possibly McNeil from out on the far side. It is Westwood plays it in, but Leno's come all the way and grabbed it to the 6-yard box. He throws it out to Bellerin. Arsenal looking to build a quick counter attack, but Bellerin was beaten for pace. He's nowhere near as quick as he used to be. I think he thought he was for a minute there, knocked it past the defender, thinking he could get past it, but he couldn't. And it's gone all the way out for an Arsenal goal kick, I believe. Just so we haven't conceded from a dead ball situation yet. All season is that, Kevin, or is that just in this game? I'm sure we must have done from a set piece. Have we not in this season? Have we not conceded from a set piece? That'd be unusual. Maybe that's the difference Gabriel's made because he attacks the ball, doesn't he? Which is something we've maybe lacked before. But Kieran Tierney plays the ball in from the left-hand side, but it's too near to Ben Mee. Aubameyang was coming in. Aubameyang applauds the cross, but it wasn't the greatest ball actually. You know, Tierney's delivery is normally much better than that. But no, I'll be quite surprised if we haven't conceded from a set piece this season. Trying to think of some of the goals we've conceded, but maybe we haven't. I think we've conceded from some of our own set pieces on the counter attack, like last week, but perhaps not directly from a set piece. Good stat that actually. Wasn't aware of that. And then he's now got the ball. He's just moving into the centre circle now in a central position. He's got it back, plays it out to Bellerin, and he's got Willian on the right outside him, and he gets the ball. Is he going to go past Taylor again? Taylor holds him up well. He has to come back to Bellerin. Burnley working hard defensively to shut the spaces off. Willian now cutting inside. That's a poor ball, actually, easily given away. That's into Jay Rodriguez. Tries to have a little run, but El Neni again breaks the play up. Not in the Premier. Well, there you go. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's great. I wasn't aware of that. So let's hope we can keep that record going because that's probably going to be Burnley's strength, isn't it? It definitely is Burnley's strength. So if we can get out of this game without conceding from a set piece, we might have a chance. Willian's now got the ball out on his right hand side. He's got two players in front of him, so he plays it back to Bellerin and then gets it back again. And again, he's falls backwards to Bellerin. He plays it into Lacazette and made some good movement there. Actually, he plays it out to Willian. Can Willian get a cross in? No, he plays it square inside to El Neni, about 40 yards from goal. Plays it back out to Willian. Can he whip across in this time? We've got a little bit of space. Instead, he plays it to Saka, who was offside. Lots and lots and lots of sideways passing in this game and not enough forward passing, not enough penetration in behind. One or two opportunities, but this is, we're playing against Burnley here, who are in the bottom three, and we're just not really creating enough, are we? Those two chances, really, that's pretty much all that we've had. It was a good save from Nick Pope, to be fair, for that one from Lacazette, but we're not creating enough chances, are we? If we're going to be winning these games, we've got to do better in the final third. We're far too slow, and everything's just sideways. But Burnley now coming forward down our right hand side. It's Jay Rodriguez. He's done well, actually. He's come back to Taylor. Plays it inside to McNeil. That's a good ball actually out to Brady. Drills across in towards the edge of the penalty area. It fell to Rodriguez, but his shot was blocked. I think it was by Gabriel, but we haven't got it out very far. It's Loughton. Now we've forced Burnley back into their own half, but this is probably the best spell of possession Burnley have had in this game so far. It's Dwight McNeil again, plays it out to the left-hand side again. It's to Brady. Again, he whips it across the walls in near post, but Rob Holding deals with it. El Neni pushes it further away, but it's back with McNeil. And now Tarkowski's got it inside the centre circle, put under pressure by Aubameyang, but he plays it out to the far side, and it's gone all the way back to Nick Pope. But Burnley are enjoying this. Is probably their best spell of possession, actually. 3 minutes of the first half remaining. It's still 0-0. Arsenal have dominated the game in terms of territorially, but Burnley have probably had the clearest chance, that header from Chris Wood. So it's 0-0, and we need to do more. But now we've got an attack on this left-hand side. It's Saka on the far side. Can he get across? He chips it towards the penalty area. It's headed out by Dwight McNeil. It's going to be a corner to Arsenal again, this time on this near side. Again, it's down that left-hand side. It was Saka. Chipped the ball towards the far post, and it was headed out by Dwight McNeil. It's going to be a corner to Arsenal. So Willian's going to take it again. He's taken every corner that we've had. We must have had 7 or 8 corners in this first half. It looks like he's going to go long again this time with his right foot. So a bit of an outswinger. So header comes in at the far post, but it was Gabriel actually again, but it's gone straight into the arms of Nick Pope. But it's better that we're putting these corners into the box now. Tarkowski's now got a head injury, holding the back of his head there. I think Gabriel came into the back of him as he won that header. But it was easy and comfortable for Nick Pope. He's now getting some treatment on the pitch. Looks like the back of his neck. So there's going to be a little bit of stoppage time now in this first half. We're into the last 90 seconds of normal time. There's probably going to be a couple of minutes now of stoppage time. This has pretty much been the first stoppage that there's been actually in this first half, apart from the brief one when there was that when Saka and Brady had a little bit of an argument over on the far side before. So yeah, it's not been a great half, has it? Let's be honest. But Tarkowski's back on his feet again. He's obviously got to go off the protocol when you get the trainer comes on. So he's making his way off the pitch. And I think they're sorting out, he's trying to organise what's going to happen while he's off. He's only going to be off for a few seconds, isn't he? It's going to be a drop ball, I think, to Burnley. The referee's just going to drop it to Nick Pope, and he's just going to pick it up. And I'm assuming that Tarkowski will just come straight back on now. Yeah, he has. So Burnley are back up to 11. There's a long kick there from Nick Pope, but it's headed by Bellerin, and Lacazette picks it up well, actually. Tries to thread the ball through to Aubameyang, but good defending by Ben Mee. And Arsenal have got a throw deep inside the Burnley half on his near side. Arsenal's right. Lacazette did really well there, actually. Almost managed to thread the ball through to Aubameyang, but Ben Mee did well to cut it out. And Arsenal now got the ball in the centre circle with Gabriel. He moves forward, plays it out to the left-hand side to Tierney on the touchline. Plays it back to Gabriel. Gabriel now chipped across into the penalty area looking for Willian, but it's easily headed out. But it comes to Bellerin, heads it onto Lacazette. Arsenal now keeping a bit of possession here. They're doing quite well here. It's now El Neni plays it out to this near side to Willian, cuts inside, looking for some movement ahead of him. It comes to Saka on the edge of the box. He's about 25 yards out. He tries a shot. He strikes a defender. There's only going to be 1 minute of stoppage time, actually. It's just come up. We're into that final minute now. Saka's come forward again. He finds Aubameyang on the edge of the box. Plays a short pass into Willian. Tries to thread it through to Tierney, but it's not a great ball, and Loughton should be able to clear this away. And he does. It's going to be a throw to Arsenal midway inside the Burnley half on the far side. Last few seconds of this first half. Can Arsenal find this goal just before half-time? Saka's done really well. They have a good turn down left-hand side. Tries to get it through to Tierney, but again, a Burnley body's in the way. And there is a half-time whistle. Half-time whistle's gone. It's not been the greatest performance from Arsenal again, is it? Very disappointing. Tree's not going up. It doesn't look like it at the moment, does it? It doesn't look like it at the moment, but we'll see. We've still got a second half to come. We have probably had the better of that first half. I suppose it shows where we are, though. We're almost trying to take comfort from the fact that we've been the better team at home to Burnley in the first half, where that shows how far we've fallen, probably. But it is 0-0. Burnley probably had the clearest chance, that header from Chris Wood. But I say that Lacazette did have a good chance, which was saved by Nick Pope, and Gabriel's put a header wide. Lacazette had another chance in the earlier on when he tried to do a volley, and he couldn't quite get a connection on it. And in the end, Burnley scrambled that one clear as well. So we have had a couple of chances. We perhaps deserve to be 1-0 up, maybe over the way that the game's been played out. But we still seem to lack a little bit of authority, don't we, in the final third of the pitch. When these chances come along, we don't look as though we're going to take them, do we? And again, we haven't, and it's 0-0. But Burnley have rarely threatened, really. Apart from that one header, they haven't really got in our half much. They had one little spell of pressure there towards the end of the first half. So yeah, it's not been the greatest game, and I'm sure if any neutrals out there watching it have probably switched off. But if you have, don't watch the game, just stay tuned to the channel, and I'm sure I'll try and keep you entertained if I can, as difficult as it is at the moment watching Arsenal. But what I do need a cup of tea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just pop out for 5 minutes, get myself a cup of tea, and then I will be back for the second half and hopefully a few goals, because that's what this game is absolutely crying out for, isn't it? So I will see you guys on the other side. You. I'm back now. How you doing? Just maybe to have a cup of tea, which is much needed. And check the comments. Anyone put in a comment? Oh yeah, how you doing? You all right? Good to thanks for tuning in. Hope you're enjoying the game. I know it's difficult to enjoy, isn't it? With everything that's going on. But anyway, thanks for watching. Just if you're watching and you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so. I feel as though having to watch a lot of these games lately, I deserve at least a few more subscribers, really, having put up with how dull the games have been. Particularly today, because I've been working since early this morning. I've been editing videos all day for my new venture with junior football and grassroots football, filming games and stuff like that, and doing promotional videos for clubs and that kind of stuff. So the relaunch was today, so it's been a busy day, and now I've finished and that's to come and watch this. But anyway, so I think I deserve at least another 10 subscribers today just for that, really. But yeah, we'll see. So if you haven't done so, please subscribe. Please give it a like as well, wherever you're watching it. I see a few people have, which is great. So thank you very much for that on Facebook. Much appreciated. So I think the second half probably won't be long now, will it? Hopefully we can get the goals that we need. I mean, how are you guys feeling about our chances in the second half? Do you think we can win this game now, having seen that first half, or do you still think it's going to be a struggle? I think Burnley will play a similar way in the second half. I think they'll be quite happy to sit back, let us have the ball, and just try and defend the balls into the box, which, to be fair to them, they've done pretty well, haven't they? Most of this game so far. So, it's we need to do a little bit more. I think that's for me, that's the thing. I think we need to do a little bit more. And if we do, then I think we can get the result. But we do need to do more, and that's the thing, isn't it? So yeah, we'll see what happens in the second half. Just sorting a couple of things out there. And see. People blaming Arteta, but how many people in that start 11 has he signed? He signed a few of them, let's be honest. Who's he signed? Gabriel, Willian. Actually, that's it, to be fair. I suppose Ceballos, who's on the bench, he kind of re-signed him, didn't he? Obviously, Thomas Partey's injured. Yeah, it isn't Arteta's full team, but surely Arteta's got to be able to get more out of them, hasn't he? Than what he has done, because he managed to last season, didn't he? You got to think towards the end of last season when we played, we put some good results together, didn't we? We won the FA Cup, and now added into that team is Gabriel, who's a much better defender than anybody that we had before, and Willian, who's a very experienced player as well. So technically, we've got a stronger team now, with Thomas Partey still to come in, and yet the performances have been poor. Now, those players were doing it for Arteta towards the end of last season, and they're not doing it for him now. So is that the players' fault? Is it Arteta's fault? Probably a little bit of both. I do think there's a few things going on behind the scenes, certainly in terms of, players like the Ozil situation. I think that's caused a bit of unrest in the camp. And I think a few other things going on behind the scenes that perhaps we don't know about. So yeah, I don't know. I think that we need. I wouldn't just blame Arteta. No, I don't think it's just Arteta's fault, but I think Arteta does need to take responsibility for quite a lot of it, because it's his job to pick the team. He's picking the same players that aren't performing every week. Why hasn't Smith Rowe started this game, for example? He's put him on the bench. He's done well in the Europa League. Surely he'd give us a little bit more creativity. I mean, it's almost like Lacazette's playing in that number 10 position. Smith Rowe's a more natural player to play there. it's not going to be. It certainly wouldn't be any worse, would it, than it has been in his first half. So it's little things like that, you know, that's really concerning me, actually. You know, and there's a few of these other younger players. I mean, why isn't Balogun on the bench, for example? You know, he's got Eddie Nketiah on the bench, and he hasn't got Balogun on the bench. You know, surely Balogun has shown in the last few games in the Europa League that he's got something different to offer. He can hold the ball up. He's good if he's back to goal. Anyway, we started the second half now. Arsenal building an attack straight away down the far side of the right with Willian. Plays it into El Neni, about 30 yards from goal, gets it back to Willian. Little cross into the box, but he was offside, Willian, and it's going to be a free kick. Arteta will be kick off. Yeah, well, he'll be off. I think that's what you might mean. I think he will if we don't win this game. Mark's Arsenal optimistic for the second half. Well, I wouldn't say I'm overly optimistic. I do think we still might nick it. I thought it was going to be tough before we started, and I still think we might nick this, but we just need to show a little bit more urgency in the final third, don't we? And if we do that, then I think we can win this game. But the important thing is not to go behind, because if we let Burnley get a goal from some set piece or something else, then it's going to be a real struggle, isn't it? But I'm still reasonably optimistic that we can still win this game. I'll take a 1-0, clearly, at the moment. But let's see what happens in the second half. See if we can maybe show a little bit more urgency in the final third and a little bit more creativity as well. There's been a clash there between Chris Wood and Tierney. Actually, Tierney looks like he's come out of it worse. Not surprising, because he's a unit, isn't he, Chris Wood? You don't really want him smashing into you too many times. But Tierney's back on his feet now. Obviously, he's a tough Scottish lad, and he's not gonna let that bother him too much. The ball's currently back with Leno inside our penalty area. And he kicks the ball long, actually, deep into the Burnley half, but Loughton heads it away. Lacazette picks up a loose ball. He's playing in that deep role. I don't understand why. If Arteta is playing with a number 10 position in the team, which he has done lately, and it's been Lacazette that's been playing there, it makes the whole Ozil situation seem even more crazy. And also, I say, it makes it seem crazy why Smith Rowe's not playing. He's a much more natural number 10, isn't he? You know, throw him in this sort of game, see what he can do. I'll say it certainly wouldn't be any worse, would it, than it has been so far. I mean, maybe Smith Rowe will come on in the second half and prove to be the match winner. Let's hope so. But it just makes you wonder that I just question some of Arteta's decisions. And yes, it isn't Arteta's team, as Kevin pointed out. It's not all his players, but he's still making the decisions. He's still picking his team when he could try something different. You know, I think all of us were expecting a few more changes to the side today than what we've seen. And Arteta is to blame for that. You know, that isn't anybody else's fault. He hasn't got to keep picking the same team every week. He hasn't got to keep picking Willian and Bellerin, who are just not performing. He hasn't got to keep playing Lacazette in number 10 position. So they're his decisions, aren't they? They are. And this is where they have proved to be wrong decisions, bad decisions, and he continues to keep making them. So he does need to be blamed for that. And if we don't get a result in this game, then to me, he is the person that's mostly responsible, because he's picked this team again. The same players. Jack is another one who, you know, surely we must be able to, you know, Ceballos is on the bench. Would Ceballos not have been a better option? Yeah, but actually, if you think about it, Adam, since Arteta and Pep have gone separate ways, neither of them have been as effective, have they? Man City have been struggling this season for creativity and goals. Arsenal have as well. So maybe they kind of miss each other. Maybe that's what's happened. And maybe together they work really well, and maybe separately they don't. But Arsenal building a attack down left-hand side with Aubameyang. Plays it into Tierney. Oh, that's a good save. Tierney then had an opportunity there. Aubameyang did well down left-hand side. Tierney had moved inside, and he got his shot away on his left foot, but it was a good save, actually, low down to his right-hand side from Nick Pope. Aubameyang does well. I think he was looking for Lacazette, actually, but Tierney got the ball and then drove a shot in. Actually, it was a shot of his right foot. He did well, actually, with his right foot there, Kieran Tierney, but it was a good save from Pope. He got down quickly. He's a good goalkeeper, Nick Pope, actually. I think he should be England's number 1, but anyway. in terms of it being a positive Arsenal podcast, you want to listen to a few others. If you think I'm negative, I'm actually trying to be as positive as I can. But we need to be realistic, don't we? Arteta's making mistakes, and he's making the same mistakes every week. But this has been a bright start to the second half. The players are just not good enough. Well, we know the players, some of them aren't good enough. I agree, but most of these players did win the FA Cup last season, and they beat some good teams along the way. It's headed there from Aubameyang, comfortable for the goalkeeper. But already in the second half, we've had 2 shots on target, which is more than we had in that first half. So it's been a brighter start to the second half from Arsenal. But Burnley now looking to counter-attack. Willian does well actually there to hold them up, but they've still got the ball. It's the left-back Taylor. Willian holds him up actually. It comes back to McNeil. McNeil's been pretty quiet in this game actually. Usually he's their most dangerous player, isn't he? But he's not really been in this game much. Burnley claiming a foul there, but it wasn't given. And now Aubameyang's got a little bit of space to move into, just slightly to the right-hand side into the penalty area. It goes out to Willian. Willian pulls it across to Lacazette. And that wasn't, it was Saka. There's another good save from Nick Pope. That's 3 shots now at the start of the second half. You think the goal is coming. It seems as though it might be. That was a good break there. Aubameyang did really well. Found Willian on the right. He pulled it back to Saka. First time shot from about 8 yards. And it was a decent save by Pope. It was straight at him. Arsenal got a corner. They played it short. It's out on the far side with Willian. Willian whips across him, but again, it's not a great cross. It's easily headed away. It comes out to Bellerin. Arsenal again at fourth backwards. El Neni now in the centre circle. Lacking quality. Well, yeah, of course we're lacking a bit of quality. Obviously, that's why we're not scoring goals. Football has changed, yeah, and unfortunately not for the better either. But anyway, cross there from Tierney, but it's cleared away. Well, yeah, he does need more of his own players, but we're not in a position to go out and buy all the players that he needs. It's going to take a long time, and unfortunately, unless we start getting results, he's not going to get that time, is he? You can only comment where it's not that positive at the moment. Yeah, we have picked up the second half. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't want to keep moaning and groaning about everything, and I don't want to be, screaming and shouting for players to leave or the manager to get sacked or anything like that. That's not what this channel's about. That's not what I believe in. But obviously, when things aren't right and things are, decisions are made that are wrong, then we've got a right to point that out. And that's all that I'm trying to do. And yeah, it hasn't been very positive so far this season, has it? Apart from the first game against Fulham when we played well, it's not been positive at all, has it? And it's been more and more difficult every week to try and keep positive, actually. The shot there's deflected. It was Aubameyang deflected, got over the bar. It's another corner to Arsenal. I mean, we've dominated this game in terms of possession, in terms of corners, in terms of shots at goal and chances, but we still haven't scored. That actually shot there came off the back of Tarkowski. It was about 20 yards. Again, it's a short corner. Lacazette tried to drill the ball in from the far side. Williams now got it. Again, he's faced with 2. Plays it back to Saka. Square to Xhaka. He's certainly scored from here before, but instead he plays it out wide to Tierney on this near side. Arsenal's left. Tierney goes past Rodriguez, puts a good cross in. He's bouncing around in the penalty area and Burnley get it clear. It's not quite falling for us, is it? Unfortunately, again. Yeah, but you can't keep persisting with a manager that is not getting results. How long can you do that? I mean, we can't be in 15th place in the league for much longer. Not winning games and Arteta can't expect to keep his job because that's not how football works. And it shouldn't be either. It's a results business, isn't it? Aubameyang then dinks the ball in again towards Gabriel, but Burnley again have dealt with it. It's a little bit of a dilemma because Arteta's not even been here quite a year yet. And it's been very up and down, hasn't it? We ended last season well, won the FA Cup, but this season it's been poor, and it's not showing any signs of getting better. And that's the problem, isn't it? So how long do you persist with a manager that's not working? I don't know. But anyway, I don't want him to be sacked. I want him to improve, but let's hope he does. William's got a chance on inside the penalty area, drills it across the goal. Saka was in there, but again Burnley clear it. I think it was Ben Mee. Me and Tarkowski have done well actually. in this game. Defended pretty well. Xhaka then has given away a free kick, and he's actually squaring up to McNeil. There's a bit of pushing and shoving there. One of the Burnley players has gone down. I think there's going to be at least one yellow card here, maybe more. I don't quite know what Xhaka's problem was there. He gave away the foul. And there's been a little bit of undercurrent in this game, actually. Anyway, I'm not quite sure why, but it's been a little bit feisty at times, and it's just boiled over again. That's the second time it's boiled over in this game, and Xhaka's now going to get a yellow card from the referee, Graham Scott. Tarkowski's there as well. I'm not sure what Tarkowski's done, but anyway, Xhaka's got a yellow card. Probably deserved one, if you're honest. It was a stupid foul in the first place, and all the afters was a bit unnecessary, really. I don't know if it's frustration, maybe boiling over a little bit, possibly. I mean, you can't have any complaints about the foul. I know McNeil's response wasn't exactly great. In the end, it was Lacazette that pushed him away. But Burnley are going to make a substitution. It's our nemesis who's coming on, Ashley Barnes. It looks like it's Rodriguez with the man bun that's gone off. And Ashley Barnes, of course, who's got a great scoring record against us, hasn't he? So that's not a good sign, but looks like there's going to be a VAR check. Xhaka, actually, to be fair, that could be a red card because he's grabbed him around the throat and pushed him to the floor. Ashley Westwood, I think it was. I think he could well get a red card here, actually, Xhaka, and that's going to add to our problems. I'll be amazed if he doesn't because he's grabbed him around the throat and pushed him back, and I think that's a red card. And it's going to be, the referee's going to go and look at a screen, and I'm sure when he looks at this, he's going to come to the same decision that the referee did in the Leeds game for Pepe. Stupid to get involved at Xhaka there. And I think it's going to cost us, and it's going to cost the team. But yeah, he's grabbed his shirt and then he's grabbed him around the throat and pushed him. And yes, there's not much in it, you've got to say, but if you raise your hand like that to a player, it's generally a red card, and I think that's what it's going to be. The referee's looked at it, he's coming back on, what's he going to do? He's calling Xhaka over to him, is he? He's going into his pocket. It's a red card. Xhaka's off. He's taking the yellow off and giving him a straight red. Another stupid thing. Pepe was stupid the other week. The discipline now is gone in this Arsenal team, and I think it's the problems behind the scenes as much as anything else. Pepe was a stupid sending off a couple of weeks ago at Leeds. That's a stupid sending off there. Absolutely no need for that at all. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. You can see why it's been given. I mean, you just can't raise your hands like that to an opponent. Oh, and Burnley, then they've got a chance to score in the penalty area. It's Tarkowski. That's all we need now is to go 1-0 down, but they just put the substitution up. Ashley Barnes has come on as well just before that actually sending off happened. This is going to be a difficult last half hour now for Arsenal. Burnley have got a corner as well, so no doubt Ashley Barnes will score from this. He actually, I don't know what he's complaining about. He's only just come on. But anyway, Arsenal now down to 10 men. And that was the last thing we needed. Absolutely ridiculous, that from Xhaka. Just unnecessary. He didn't need to get involved in that at all. He gave away a stupid foul in the first place. And then to get involved in all of that afterwards was just absolutely stupid. And it's cost us now. Anyway, we only have a corner from the far side. It's whipped in. Oh, we got away with that again. It went right the way across. I think it was Ben Mee trying to get his head on it. There's a corner from the far side. Whipped in dangerously. Leno got nowhere near it, actually. He's claiming he was held back, he was more held back by his own player. I mean, Leno was all over the place there. But luckily, no Burnley player could get their head on it. We just made a substitution. Lacazette's been sacrificed, and Ceballos has come on. Slightly more defensive change, isn't it, to field in midfield. So Ceballos is going to probably take Xhaka's position, and we're just going to leave Aubameyang again isolated for this last half an hour. But yeah, Crazy red card, absolutely crazy. I mean, I don't know what Xhaka was thinking now. Just mad. Anyway, let's hope that we can pull something out of the bag with 10 men. We almost did at Leeds, didn't we, a few weeks ago? We had a few chances late in that game. Let's hope we can do something now, because it's just one thing after another at the moment with Arsenal, isn't it? We can't score goals, we can't win games, and now we're struggling to keep 11 players on the pitch. Just, stupid decisions like that are just what's costing us, unfortunately. But anyway, let's see what happens. The ball's currently back. Says here Arsenal have had 7 red cards since Arteta was appointed. I mean, David Luiz has a couple, didn't he? One at Chelsea, one at Man City. That's 2. We've had 2 this season. That's 4. Oh yeah, Aubameyang got one, didn't he, against Crystal Palace? That's 5. Trying to think where the other ones, who the other ones were against. 2 more. I don't know. I can't think off the top of my head. If anyone knows in the chat, drop them in, because I'm struggling to find 2 more. Have to take a point now. Xhaka has let us down. He's let himself down as well. He's let the club down. Yeah, and unfortunately, if we get a point now, it's going to be looked on as a positive almost, when realistically it's not. And yes, with 10 men, it's always hard against anyone. But this is a game we had to win, and we still have to win. And yes, it's 10 times more difficult now, isn't it? But anyway, let's see what happens. Oh, you're in Nketiah was another one, another red card against Leicester last season. So that's 6. And one more. Can't think at the moment, but I'm sure it will come to me. Burnley now building an attack down this near side with Loughton. That's their right. It's now inside to Brady. Brady tries to put a reverse ball through. Actually, Wood does well there, keeps it in. It's come back to Loughton. Wasn't a great pass, actually, and Wood done well to keep that alive. Brady now tries to whip a ball in, but it's not a great cross, and Gabriel can deal with that easily enough. Comes back to Brady. Little ball over the top to Chris Wood. Gabriel does well to hold him up, and Tierney completes the job, and then Gabriel clears up towards Aubameyang. We need Aubameyang to really come alive now, don't we? So let's see then, there's 63 and a half minutes gone. So still got a long way to play in this game with 10 men. Tierney's now got the ball, plays it back to Gabriel. It's a difficult situation for Arsenal now. Aubameyang's done well there. He plays it out to the right-hand side to Bellerin, who's got forward well. Finds Aubameyang again. Tries to get round Ben. Puts a dangerous cross in, but it's headed away by Loughton. Pope thought about coming, but didn't. And Arsenal still got the ball. Ceballos plays it into Bellerin, to Aubameyang. Aubameyang drills it across, and Pope just pushes it out away from goal. Plays to Willian. This is another dangerous ball, and again Burnley deal with it. The sending off the ball. Well, it did against Leeds, didn't it? We played quite well after we got a man sent off at Leeds. Maybe we should play with 10 men more, but we need to win this game. So let's see if we can really lift ourselves. We've got a corner again. It's over on the far side. Willian's going to take it. It's our 10th corner of the match. Again, it goes into the penalty area, and Pope comes and misses it. Well, he gets a little bit on it, but he doesn't quite get it properly. It's come back out to Willian. This is dangerous. Can Arsenal get a goal? It's drilled into the box, and it's cleared away. Again, this time it's by Brown. It's going to be, is it going to be a corner or a throw-in? It's a throw-in. It's a throw-in on the far side, which Willian's going to take. Let's see if we can create another opportunity to get this important goal. Ceballos now looking to have an impact off the bench again, driving forward towards the penalty, flicks the ball into Saka, but it's gone all the way through to Nick Pope in the Burnley goal. But yeah, we've seemed to have been a little bit more urgency since Xhaka got sent off. Let's see if we can turn that urgency into a goal. Tierney then boots the ball clear, but it's headed back by Ben Mee. Ashley Barnes there takes it well on his chest. It's now out to this near side. Burnley's right with Brady. Very left-footed, so he wants to cut inside. It's now with Westwood. Lines up for a cross. It's a decent cross, but it's headed away by Rob Holding. Rob Holding's done quite well today, actually. But Burnley have got an attack again. It's a ball played across by Westwood, but it's not the greatest ball, actually. It's come out to Ben Mee. 35 yards from goal. Comfortable save from Leno. Quite a good strike, actually, from a central defender, seeing as how far out he was. It was a comfortable save from Leno. And but Burnley now are attacking again. Yeah, Ash has said Xhaka's making it hard. Yes, it's made it very hard for us, unfortunately. But I say, as Kevin says as well before, I do think we seem to have stepped it up slightly since the red card. We certainly seem to show a little bit more urgency. So let's hope that continues. But we've got to do some defending here. That's a dangerous ball whipped into the box there. That was Brady again from the right hand side, cutting in on his left foot, but it went harmlessly wide of the post in the end. But yeah, this was the effort again from Ben Mee from about 35 yards, straight down Leno's throat. So nice and comfortable for him. Yeah, you're right. It always is. When we were down at 10 men, yeah, that's when we do show urgency. But why? Yeah, why don't we show the urgency with 11? I don't know. I really don't know. I do think sometimes when any team goes down to 10 men, they kind of realise they've got a harder job, and maybe everybody knuckles down a little bit more, focuses a bit more because they know how hard it'll be. But yeah, if we showed this amount of urgency earlier in the game when we had 11 players, we may well have be leading in it. But anyway, like you said, it's not the first time that's happened, is it? It seems to happen quite a lot. But anyway, let's see if we can still get a goal. There's 22 minutes left of normal time. Plus, no doubt there'll be a chunk of stoppage time as well with what's been quite an eventful second half, hasn't it? Certainly in terms of stuff not necessarily related to the football itself. But anyway, Arsenal now play it out from the back with Gabriel. It's a long ball over the top, actually, to Aubameyang. That's a great touch from Aubameyang. Tries to chip the keeper. That's a good save again from Nick Pope. He's a big lad, isn't he? That was another chance for Arsenal. A long ball over the top from Gabriel. First time, the offside flag was up anyway. I don't know whether VAR would have overruled that. No, he was offside. But it was a lovely touch, actually, from Aubameyang. Great first touch. And he just tried to loft it over. Nick Pope was about 8 yards off his line. But so he's a big lad, and he got his arm up and saved it. But he wouldn't have counted anyway due to the offside flag. But suddenly Rob Holding struggling here against Chris Wood. He got on the wrong side. And Ashley Barnes with a shot, but it's high over the bar. And Arsenal survive. Rob Holding was caught out there from Chris Wood. Actually got the completely wrong side. Chris Wood done well. Looked like it might have been a foul, actually, but the ball fell to Barnes, who tried to curl it in, but it went harmlessly high and wide. And I think Chris Wood's now going off. I don't know if he was injured, but it's Vidra who's coming on. Not noted for his goal scoring threat, is he? He's a decent enough player. But Chris Wood's gone off. I think he may have got a bit of a knock, perhaps in that last incident, actually. My stream's just gone down for 2 seconds, so let's hope it comes back quite quickly, because we're moving into a crucial time of this game, and I don't really want to miss anything. But anyway, so it's a goal kick to Arsenal at the moment, which Leno is just about to take. 20 minutes to play of normal time. It is still 0-0. It has been quite uninspiring, and Arsenal are down to 10 men. Granit Xhaka with a straight red card, which was given by VAR. Stupid really got involved with Ashley Westwood after he'd actually given away a foul on Dwight McNeil. A lot of afters after that, but it's caused us a few problems. But Bellerin's just got a yellow card. Looked like he won the ball, actually. I think he's got a right to complain about that. Let's have a look at the replay. Did he win the ball? Well, I don't know if it's a yellow card. Actually, yeah, no, it was. He was very late there, to be fair. He got there as quick as he could. But Bellerin's actually out of the Southampton game now with suspension. So it's going to give Cedric Suarez a chance. I mean, Bellerin's been another player that's maybe been on the brink of being dropped anyway. And now he's going to be suspended for Southampton. So there's going to have to be at least one change for that game. And of course, Xhaka's suspended as well. So of course, Pepe's back, isn't he, for the Southampton game? So it'll be interesting to see what we do with that. We've got to defend this free kick now. It's out on the far side. It's drilled in towards the near post. Oh, and it was headed over by Bellerin over his own crossbar. So it's going to be a corner to Burnley. Dangerous free kick, that actually. Really dangerous ball in to the near post. And just as well, Bellerin got a header, actually, because there was a couple of Burnley players coming in behind, would have had a free header into an open goal. But it's a corner to Burnley on the far side. I think it's going to be Ashley Westwood again, who just took that free kick. There's been a clash off the ball, actually. El Nini and Tarkowski, I think it is, they're both down, holding their head. Not quite sure what happened there, actually. El Nini's holding his ankle. But the trainers are on the pitch. There's obviously an off the ball. Actually, El Nini looked like he pushed into Tarkowski and then pretends to be injured so he doesn't get in trouble. VAR are checking this. I won't be surprised if this is a penalty, actually. I won't be surprised if it's a penalty at all. And then he holds him off and they're looking for another red card. Wow. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a red card. Again, El Nini's complaining, sort of protesting his innocence. But again, he's put his hand on him. Oh, he's got a yellow. He's got away with that one there, El Nini. Oh, he's got away with that one. Anyway, this corner comes back in again this time. It's flicked on and Burnley have scored anyway. I think it's Brownhill with the goal. The corner whips into the near post. I think Brownhill got the touch. And that is not what was needed at all. The corner into the near post. Yeah, it was Brownhill with a flick on. No one on the far post. Actually, it might be off Aubameyang. I think it might be an Aubameyang own goal. I think it is. I think Aubameyang scored an own goal. He can't score at the right end, and he just managed to score a goal at the wrong end. Come off the top of his hair. We've made a substitution here. Bellerin's just gone off. Ainsley Maitland-Niles has come on. It's almost a like-for-like change, isn't it? We're losing 1-0. We're down to 10 men. Surely we've got to try and take a risk or something here. We might as well go for this now. We've got nothing to lose, have we? Absolutely ridiculous. He's just put Ainsley as right back for Bellerin. And yes, Bellerin's going to be suspended for Wednesday night, but even so, why has he not thought about bringing Smith Rowe on? Somebody who can create something. We're 1-0 down. This is just ridiculous. I mean, people are saying it's not Arteta's team. You can't blame Arteta. Well, you can blame Arteta when he makes decisions like that. Just crazy. I mean, is he worried about Bellerin getting another yellow card? Maybe. Well, then bring a more attacking player on, or play Ainsley Maitland-Niles in a more attacking position. We're 1-0 down. Ridiculous. A fourth home defeat in the Premier League in a row is staring us in the face now. It's just 15 minutes to go. We've got 10 men. We're 1-0 down. I'm blaming Kevin because he said we hadn't conceded from a set piece all season, and we just did. So I think it's Kevin's fault. Rather than blaming Arteta, I'm blaming Kevin. So there you go. But yeah, it's not good enough. It's not good enough at all. To be honest with you, I can't see us scoring now. I've got to be honest. I cannot see us getting a goal. And now Burnley looking to get another goal, which would really finish us off, and maybe finish Arteta off as well. Loughton with a ball into the box, and Gabriel gets a little touch on it, probably needed as well. AZ Motor gives away a foul on McNeil, and Burnley got a free kick just in the same place that they just scored from. Never in my life have I seen 4 home defeats in a row. To be honest with you, I'll have to check. I can't remember off the top of my head seeing us lose 4 games at home in the league in a row. I can't remember last time. No doubt they'll find some stats somewhere, but I mean I'll check later. But no, I can't actually remember that. I've got to be honest. I can't remember 4 in a row. But Burnley now got a free kick over on the far side. Their left, it's going to be Westwood again, of course, who created the goal with a great corner. It's a very similar position. It's just about 10 yards in from the touchline. He whips it into near post again, and again it's flicked on at the near post. We've obviously not learned our lesson. Comes to the edge of the box. Oh, a shot was deflected there. It's Vidra who's just come on. I think that was deflected wide. I think 2-0 now finishes us off. It was Browning again actually on the near post, and Vidra's shot actually might have got deflected off a Burnley player in actual fact. Might have been Ashley Westwood. No, it was El Nini. Come off El Nini. Should be another corner. And it is another corner. This time it's on the near side. Well, we're certainly hanging on here, aren't we? Aubameyang again defending that near post like he did for the goal. This one goes to the far post. Header comes in. Luckily, it's gone harmlessly wide. I think it was Tarkovsky there with that header. But Burnley now are in complete control of this game. And it's been of our own making. The problems again have been of our own making. Xhaka getting himself sent off and then failure to defend a set piece. And we're 1-0 down again. I say a 4th home defeat in a row in the Premier League. Might well be the first time that's ever happened in the Premier League. But anyway, Vidra's now coming forward again. Actually, no, it's not. It's Peters, isn't it? The other substitute. But we can't even get the ball, let alone get it out of our own half to try and get a goal. Burnley have just got us pinned back. They've got us exactly where they want us for these last 12 minutes or so. And this is just not looking good at all. And again, they've got an attack down the far side. The ball whips into the near post. Rob Holding stretching. He could have let that go through to Leno, actually. But anyway, again, we're looking very, very shaky at the back. It's going to be another corner to Burnley. Again, it's from the far side where they scored from. And again, it's going to be Ashley Westwood's going to take it. See if we can deal with this one a little bit better than the last one. Again, Brown was in at a near post. It's going to be Westwood again. This one's gone a little bit too far. It's gone out harmlessly for a goal kick. Well, of course, we're not a top 6 team. We're 15th in the league. Of course, we're not a top 6 team. We're a top 15 team. We finished 8th last season, and now we're 15th. So we're not a top 6 team. We're still the 3rd biggest club in the country, though, because form is temporary, class is permanent, and we'll always have that, regardless of how terrible we are on the pitch and how much of a mess things are. This is still a massive club, and this is why this current lot of form, these current performances, and are not acceptable. If we were, if we wasn't Arsenal, if we wasn't the Arsenal, then we could, you could probably accept some of these results and these performances and where we are in the league. But this is Arsenal, we can't. Well, I don't know if it'll take 20 years. I mean, who would have thought 20 years ago where we were, that we'd be in this state now in 20 years' time. Things change very quickly in football. Things have changed very quickly in the last 5 to 10 years, haven't they? So there's no reason to suggest that things can't turn around for us and in a quicker time span than that. I mean, it's already been 16 years since we last won the league. So, but yeah, I mean, it isn't great. Let's be honest, it isn't great, is it? But it's only a temporary thing, isn't it? I say form is only temporary, and we're a big enough club to turn this around, and hopefully that's going to happen very, very quickly. Whether Arteta's going to be still there to do it, I'm not sure, because like Kevin said before, I was saying it there, losing 4 home games in a row in the Premier League is unheard of for Arsenal. And can he survive that? Can he survive losing at home to a team in the bottom 3? Yes, we've had 10 men, but Saka's now breaking down left-hand side. Can we at least find an equaliser? Saka's got to the edge of the penalty, plays it inside to Aubameyang. A nice ball actually to Ceballos, but he's muscled out of it by Taylor. And Burnley kick it out. It's going to be a throw to Arsenal on the far side. That almost looked like it was an opportunity there. Saka did well down the left-hand side. But again, we haven't managed to make the most of the opportunities that we've had. But now we've still got the ball out on the far side. Willian plays it into Gabriel in a central position, striding forward from the back 30 yards, tries a shot. It's a low shot, but it goes harmlessly wide. And that kind of sums it up, really. We've got a centre-half trying a shot from that far. Now he's bringing in Ketia on. 8 minutes to go. He's bringing in Ketia on. We're 1-0 down. He takes Willian off. Why couldn't he have done that 15, 20 minutes ago? What can he expect Eddie and Ketia to do in 8 minutes with 10 men against a team like Burnley? If you're going to do it, you've got to do it 15, 20 minutes to go, haven't you? You've got to. Absolutely pointless doing it now. You're watching Ketia will score now. He'll score 2 goals and we'll win, and it will look like a stroke of genius. But it's still a crazy, stupid thing to do. Why would you do it now? Absolute madness. Anyway, let's hope he can score a goal, because we need one. But I must admit, I'll be amazed if he does. But anyway, Burnley now coming forward down this near side, the right. It's Loughton. It's a long ball over the top, looking for Ashley Barnes. Holds it up well, actually. But Arsenal actually deal with that quite well. Now Aubameyang's down his left-hand side, plays the ball up the line towards Nketiah. But Tarkowski's got there first, played it back to Pope, who kicks it long towards halfway. Burnley strong in the air. It was Ashley Barnes, beat El Neni in the air, plays it forward towards Vidra. Now Tierney's got it, and actually it's going to be a free kick to Arsenal. El Neni it was who got fouled. His boots come off a little bit. He's just putting that back on. But Arsenal, look, they're not wasting any time. Ceballos plays the ball out to the right-hand side. Saka's now over on that side of the pitch. Plays it inside to Saka, to Ceballos, sorry. Ceballos then plays it up the line. And it's now, again, Ceballos finds Saka out on the right-hand side by the touchline. He does well, actually. He spins a defender. That's a decent cross, actually, but Nick Pope's got it. He done well, Saka, actually. He's moved out onto the right-hand side. Of course, he's played in that position before. He does quite well out there. That was a decent enough cross, but it's too close to Nick Pope. Obviously, he's a big lad, isn't he? Well over 6 foot tall, and he easily grabbed that. And the danger's gone, and he kicks it long. And Leno's come right out of his goal and heads it. And he's going to go out for a throw into Burnley, midway inside our half on the far side there left. We've now got 6 minutes plus stoppage time to try and find a goal here. And I've got to be honest, I can't see where it's coming from. We had a little spell, didn't we, after the sending off, where we looked as though we had a little bit more urgency. But since then, I'm afraid Burnley have got the goal and they've looked pretty comfortable, if we're honest. Ceballos now a little bit tight there down in that far corner. And it was a dangerous ball in back there, actually, but Rob Holding just gets away with that. He done a good block, and Gabriel comes out to Tierney on this near side. Tierney tries to go past Loughton, but Loughton was too clever for him. Gets the ball. And Burnley now coming, trying to get an attack down this near side. Vidra's closing down Gabriel, and he beats him. Tries to play up to Tierney, but it's a poor ball actually. Brady's got it again. Plays it to Westwood and back to Brady. Brady with a left foot. How we could do with somebody like a left-footed Brady in our team now. Less than 5 minutes left now. Burnley lump a long ball forward. It's going to be read by Rob Holden. He does well actually. Finds Maitland-Niles, who plays it inside to El Neni. Are Arsenal going to salvage something from this game? Nketiah gets the ball on halfway. Touches it back to Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Plays it up the line. That's a good ball for Saka. He's just briefly got the wrong side of Taylor. Taylor knows he's going to come inside, and he does. Gets onto his left foot. Tries a shot. Oh, he's headed over the top there by, I think it was Tarkowski in front of the goalkeeper. And again, Burnley have defended well. Saka did really well there, actually. It's a good run down that right-hand side. Cut inside on his left foot and then whips a shot in. Not sure if it was going in, but Tarkowski took no chances. But we've now got a corner on this near side, so Bios. It's a deep one. Comes to Rob Holding at the far post. It's still Rob Holding, but Burnley again scramble it clear. And Burnley now looking to actually get a break. Tierney has to cover there in the right back position. And Saka's come over to cover at left back. Leno's now got the ball. Goes long. Eddie Nketiah is chasing it, and he nearly gets in there, but Nick Pope came away and cleared it. There seemed to be a little bit of confusion at the back there for Burnley between me and the goalkeeper. Eddie Nketiah was almost in, but Nick Pope kicked the ball out. It's going to be a throw to Arsenal in line with a penalty here on the far side. I think Maitland-Niles is taking this, looking for some movement. And Arsenal get another throw about 10 yards further back. 56 years new experience as an Arsenal supporter. Yeah, I mean, you just got a couple of years on me. I'm 52, and it's a new experience on me as well. Really seeing this. Yeah, it's not great, is it? But anyway, let's see if we can salvage something in these last few minutes. Saka now cuts inside. Again, plays a decent ball to the far post. Aubameyang gets a good touch, cuts inside, but just overruns it slightly, and Burnley can clear the ball. And that kind of that's what's happening at the moment for Aubameyang. That's what's happening for Arsenal. Just inside the penalty, the final ball isn't quite falling for us, and when it does, it's just that the touch isn't there. Aubameyang knows it as well. I wouldn't say it was necessarily a chance. They're just showing a goal again. It clearly is an own goal from Aubameyang, so he can score just at the wrong end. Well, I don't know about Eddie Howe. I mean, his teams can't defend, can they? And I think he's the right fit for Bournemouth. We actually spoke about him on the show the other night with Dan, the Burnley fan, because obviously Eddie Howe was at Burnley, wasn't he? When he didn't do particularly well. And I think he's well suited to Bournemouth. I just feel defensively he's not a great defensive coach. And yes, he plays some good attacking football maybe, but I'm not sure if he's the right man we need. I think if it's anybody, it's going to be Allegri, surely. He's just come out recently. He said that he's looking back to get back into work again. He's had a year or so off, hasn't he? Which he said he wanted to do. Now he's refreshed, and he said he's going to come back into football. So he would probably be favourite, wouldn't he, Allegri? You've got to be honest. If we're going to make that change anytime soon. But anyway, it's a dangerous ball whipped in again, but again, it's too close to the goalkeeper. I think that might have been Maitland-Niles whipped that cross in. We're into the last minute of normal time now. This is now desperate times for Arsenal. Just to select, Burnley started this game in the bottom three. If they do hold on and win this game, they're going to be just 4 points ahead of us. 4 points behind us, with a game in hand. We've just given the ball away again. It's played out to the far side on the edge of the penalty area. It's played inside. So shot comes in, it's deflected. Maitland-Niles did well, actually. I think it was Vidra. Vidra with the shot. Now we're trying to get something going in this final minute of the game. There's bound to be about 4 minutes stoppage time, I would have thought. 5 minutes of stoppage time. We've got 5 minutes to try and save something from this game. Maybe 5 minutes to save Arteta his job, possibly. Yes, you could say there's extenuating circumstances to this defeat with 10 men. A stupid red card from Granit Xhaka. But it is what it is. It'll be a fourth home defeat in a row. Are Arsenal in a relegation battle? Of course we are. At this moment in time, we are. If we lose this game, we're definitely in a relegation battle. Without a shadow of a doubt. In fact, we could be 16th place, couldn't we? Because aren't Brighton playing at the moment? Actually, I don't know if anyone knows what their score is. They're playing Leicester. Obviously, if Brighton were to win, they would go above us. But it looks like Arsenal won a free kick anyway. We're into the second minute of 5 added on at the end of this game. Arsenal aren't going to have too many more chances to try and salvage something out of this. In fact, it isn't a free kick, it was a drop ball, but Arsenal have got it with Ceballos. Chips it into the penalty area, but again, Burnley easily deal with it. Comes to Saka, though. Oh, it's fell to Ceballos. Rob Holding and Eddie Nketiah tried to get a deflection on the ball to turn it goal. It was Rob Holding's shot, wasn't going anywhere near the goal, but it was deflected. Eddie Nketiah tried to stick his foot out and diverted towards the goal, but it went straight into the arms of Nick Pope. Saka's done well again, actually. His shot was deflected. Rob Holding tried a shot, and Eddie just tried to push it towards the goal. Well, there you go, you see. He comes out with some sensible comments, and then he says something stupid like that. Newcastle chasing the Champions League. Yeah, of course. And Arsenal are going to win the Champions League next season. Anyway, Burnley coming forward now, looking for the second goal that would seal our fate. Brady again plays it inside. It wasn't a great touch, actually, from McNeil. He hasn't had a good game, actually. He was a player I was quite worried about, but he's not played particularly well today. But anyway, Arsenal are coming forward again. Saka's done well, plays it out to the right-hand side. But he won a free kick, actually. It was going to be an advantage, first of all. The referee's done okay, actually, Graham Scott, to be fair. He could easily have sent El Neni off, couldn't he, just before the goal. Would have left us down to 9 men, so I suppose he's... And I don't suppose you can really argue about the red card that he gave after checking the screen. This could be one of our last opportunities now. We're in the 3rd minute, coming up to the 4th minute of stoppage time. Saka's taking this free kick. It's about 40 yards out, slightly to the right-hand side. Saka is going to take this. He's going to hit it towards a penalty spot, I would assume, and he does. Nick Pope comes and punches. It's fell to Arsenal again. Ceballos now on the edge of the penalty area. Threads it through to Tierney. Chips it to the far post. It's a header comes in from Gabriel, but it's too close to Nick Pope. And a comfortable save from the Burnley goalkeeper. He's made a couple of saves in this game, but I think it's Tarkowski's gone down again inside the penalty area. There's a goalkeeper actually went right through him. Brave goalkeeping that was, and the defender's now injured, but there's half a chance there for Gabriel with a header. He was leaning backwards, couldn't get any power on it. But the goalkeeper there came through a crowd of bodies to get a punch on it, and Tarkowski's now, he's not in any rush to get up, is he? And the fans are starting to leave. I'm sure if there'd been 60,000 in, it would have been probably this empty a long time ago. One fan there's got his mask over his eyes, which you can't blame him for that, really. So we're now at the last minute of stoppage time, and it's looking bleak. So it's looking like my Christmas tree won't be going up this week either. Well, certainly not before Wednesday night's game against Southampton anyway. But anyway, we'll see what happens in these last few seconds. Can Arsenal do one last attack? We've got a free kick. Saka's done well again down the right-hand side. He's probably done more down the right-hand side than Willian. He's only played there for 10 minutes. Maitland-Niles takes his free kick. He goes long. It's easily headed out by Ben Mee. Ceballos plays it again up this left-hand side, looking for Aubameyang, but Burnley clear it again. There's not long left now. We're into the last 10 seconds of stoppage time. There might be a little bit more because Tarkowski did go down. We've got a throw now, level with the penalty area on this near side. Ceballos cuts inside, clips the ball towards a penalty spot. It comes off the head of Ben Mee. It's going to be one last corner for Arsenal. This would be an important goal if we can score it, actually. It's not quite enough. Even Leno's coming up. This would be a story, wouldn't it? If Leno could score. He's gone to the near post in front of Nick Pope, the Burnley goalkeeper. The corner's whipped in. The header comes in. It's cleared off the line. At the near post, it was cleared off the line. I think it was Taylor. It's now back with Saka. Looking to get across in. He does. It's headed away again. Can't be long left now. Oh, that was a poor touch from Ceballos. And Burnley are going to clear the ball. And Burnley have won. It's finished. Arsenal 0, Burnley 1. Arteta looks a broken man actually on the side. I think he knows his time's up. And Kevin's just told me there, last time was 1959. Well, there you go. That is, we've been breaking records right, left and centre this season, haven't we? Arteta will be the old coach next week. Yeah, I think you might be right, actually. I do think you might be right. I don't think it's just his fault. I think he's got to take the blame for lots of it. I think there's other issues as well. But you can see the look on his face there as he's applauding the fans that he looks a broken man. He does. And so do half the players. Aubameyang does. I don't know where that smile's gone. His lovely smile that he used to play with, it's gone, long gone. And yeah, it's not looking good, is it? Fans don't look very happy, some of them in particular. You can understand why. I mean, it's another poor performance. Even with 11 men, it wasn't great, was it? Yes, the red card changed the game, but ultimately, you live and die by results, and unfortunately, it's another home defeat. We're 15th in the Premier League, and unfortunately, that's not good enough. Yes, some of the players aren't up to the job. There's no doubt about that, but they're all international footballers, aren't they? Leicester have just beaten Brighton 3-0, so we do stay in 15th place. I suppose that's one positive, I guess. But that's irrelevant, really, isn't it? It's just not good enough. It is not good enough, and that's unfortunately the way it is. Well, what's changed quite clearly is the results. We won the FA Cup last season, and now we can't beat teams like Burnley at home and Aston Villa at home and Leicester. We can't beat anybody. We've won one league game since the beginning of October. That's what's changed. It's quite obvious, isn't it? If you're not winning games, you're losing every week. We've lost 4 home games in a row. That's what's changed. Yeah, I think this maybe, I said before the game, I felt this was maybe one last chance for some of these more experienced players, the likes of Bellerin, Willian, Xhaka. They didn't exactly cover themselves in glory again, did they? In fact, some of them were the reason that we lost. Europe stays for personal reasons. Is that so we keep losing? Which, yeah, I'm sure it is. I mean, look at that league table there. I mean, it's terrible, isn't it? I mean, we're only actually 5 points off the relegation zone. That is, I mean, coming up to Christmas, that is just unbelievable. Yeah, it's a new experience for me, Kevin. Honestly, it is, and just looking at that league table, it almost doesn't seem real. I mean, 2020 has been the most bizarre year in lots of ways, anyway, with everything that's gone on. And to see this league table now, yes, it's nearly Christmas. We've played less games than usual at this point in the season. We've only played 12. Usually, we'd have played maybe 16. But even so, it's not great, is it? Yeah, but you say that it's not Arteta, but last season this squad of players won the FA Cup. They got results against Man City, against Chelsea, against Liverpool. Say no manager can do it. Well, Arteta did do it, and now he's not doing it. And there's got to be a reason why he's not doing it now, because it's the same group of players. to be honest, Gareth, mate, I don't know. I think there's stuff going on behind the scenes. I think that's what it is. I don't know if it's the Özil situation that's gone on, caused a bit of unrest. There's definitely problems there, isn't there? You can tell by the red cards that we've had in the last few weeks, the performances. Something's going on behind the scenes. Has Arteta lost the dressing room? Maybe. Is it all to do with the whole Özil situation? Is there more going on? I don't know. It doesn't make sense, does it? Because last season you could see a progression that we had made, and now we're back in a situation where we're even worse than we were under Unai Emery. And I never ever thought I'd say that. Yeah, what's gone wrong? I don't know. It's almost impossible to put your finger on it. There seems to be a lot of things that have gone wrong. I think it's behind the scenes. I think there's issues going on there. I think a few of the players aren't happy. I think Arteta's lost a few of them, and there seems to be massive amount of frustration. Three things. Yeah, okay, Brett, what are these three things? Let's see what Brett thinks. Arteta's lost dressing room. Yeah, that was one of the things I pointed out just a minute ago. I do think that's what's happened, without a shadow of a doubt. I think he has probably lost the dressing room. It does certainly appear that way, doesn't it? I certainly agree with that. Matt, there, the players have to take at least some responsibility. No, I agree. I agree. The players do have to take responsibility as well. They do, but Arteta is the one that's constantly picking them. You know, we've known that some of these players have been out of form for a long time, and he keeps picking them. And you can only blame him for that. You can't blame the fact that Bellerin's playing badly on anything. Yeah, you can blame Bellerin, but ultimately the manager should take him out. That's what he should be doing. He should be taking Xhaka out. He should be taking Willian out. And he keeps picking them, and that's Arteta's decision. So, you know, yes, the players aren't good enough, some of them, and some of them haven't been playing well. And that's an issue. And you know, that's unfortunately the situation. Gabriella and Partey have been our best players this season. Well, yeah, I mean, Partey's only played a few games, hasn't he, unfortunately? And I think he will make a difference. And yes, they have been signings made under Arteta's reign, but it's not enough, is it? We can't carry on these results. Next game, we see some of the kids. Yeah, we've got suspensions, and yeah, Bellerin suspended, Xhaka suspended. Could be the turning point. Yeah, it's been forced on him, and that's a good point, actually, Mark. Yeah, because if Arteta made those decisions himself, which he could have done today, and it didn't work, then fair enough. But if it, you know, now, like you said, it's forced on him, and it's not going to be his decision, is it? Yeah, Xhaka's let us down too many times. He has. I've been a big fan of Xhaka, actually, but he has let us down. This certainly over these last few games, these last few months, actually, and today was the final straw as far as I'm concerned for him. Yeah, I've said that as well. I mean, I'm amazed that, you know, that's maybe a thing that maybe that's why Arteta's lost the dressing room. You know, if he's come out and said he's left him out for footballing reasons, and we're playing as badly as we have been, surely our Özil would have added something different, would have given us something else that we're lacking, and it's crazy. Strange how the downturn coincides with Uber signing new. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's the reason. I'm not really sure, but it's funny, isn't it, that Özil signed his new contract and his performances went downhill quite quickly, and Aubameyang the same. It is a coincidence, is it, or is there something more behind it? I mean, Aubameyang to me doesn't look as though he's just playing out his contract. He's just playing for his contract. He looks like he's frustrated with the way the team are playing, with his role in the side. You could see that today. He was looking very frustrated, I thought. But, you know, what's happening behind the scenes should not affect a professional footballer. The players have to step up. No, the players do have to step up. I agree. But ultimately, you know, Arteta as a coach has got to take that responsibility and say, you know, these players aren't playing well enough, and I've got some young players here who are playing well in the Europa League. Yes, it's a different level, but surely some of them should have been given an opportunity. You know, there should have been. I mean, Smith Rowe today should have been on that pitch at some stage, and he didn't even give him a look, did he? So yeah, 79th minute before he put Eddie on. Yeah, I mentioned that at the time. Far too late. If you're going to bring a striker on, at least give him 20 minutes. yes, we've got 10 men and this and the other, but you're 1-0 down. You've got to take a risk. You've got to. He should be in the team. Of course, he should. I think everybody knows that he should, and maybe that's what's lost him in the dressing room. I don't look as broken as Arteta did walking off that pitch there, actually. But I still believe that we will come through this, whether it's with Arteta or not. We're going to still finish this season in the top half of the Premier League. I still think we're going to have a decent cup run in something, whether it's the Carabao Cup, which is coming up in a couple of weeks' time, whether it's the Europa League or the FA Cup. I still think we're going to. The season's not finished for us by a long way. I still think we're going to turn things around. I think we're going to finish, in the top half of the table, and I still think we've got a cup run or two to come. But I'm just not sure whether Arteta is still going to be there to see it through, because I'm just not sure that he can survive this run of form, this run of indiscipline, and the position that we are in the league. We'll see what happens. I mean, it'd be interesting to see what Arteta has to say about this afterwards. It's not great at the moment, is it? It's not a good time to be an Arsenal fan. But we've seen plenty of good times, haven't we, in the past? So at least we've seen that, haven't we? And I'm still convinced we will turn this around. I'm just not sure whether Arteta will be turning it around or whether it'll be somebody else. We'll see what happens. I mean, Wednesday now, the game against Southampton. Funny enough, it was the home game against Southampton last year. That was Unai Emery's final game. That was a midweek game as well. If you remember, we drew that game 2-2. Lacazette scored a last-minute equaliser. And that proved to be Unai Emery's last game, certainly his last Premier League game. We lost in the Europa League, I think, after that. So maybe it's going to be history repeating itself. But I think if we don't get a result now on Wednesday night against Southampton, and even worse, if we were to lose that game, if Arteta hasn't gone before then, he'll certainly, I doubt he'll make the Everton game next weekend. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, we're not a club that generally sacks managers quickly, are we? We tend to stand by them. Not that we've really been in a position to, have we? Because we had George Graham for a long time, had Arsene Wenger for a long time, successful managers. We didn't give Unai Emery that long to turn things around. Are we going to give Arteta longer to turn it around? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But that today was poor. It was poor on a number of reasons. It was poor when it was 11 against 11, and it was even worse when the whole sending off, the reason behind the sending off, what happened and how we reacted to that. Yes, initially we played quite well, but it's just not good enough. It isn't good enough, is it? And, what's so frustrating is the fact that we finished last season so positively. The Community Shield at the start of this season, when we beat Liverpool on penalties, it just showed what Arteta could get out of this team. And for some reason, he's lost them. He has lost them. And whether it's the Ozil thing, as Brett said, and a few others, or whether or not it's something else, I don't know. But he's clearly that these players are not playing for Arteta, are they anymore? They were, I think, last season, and they're not anymore. And unfortunately, this is a situation that we find ourselves in, 15th in the Premier League, and not looking like where the next win's coming from. But we'll see. I don't think we'll sack him. I think you think he might walk away? I haven't really thought about that. I'm not sure if he'd walk, actually. Would he? Do you think he would? I don't know. I don't think he would. I think he still believes in his process. I think he still believes that he can turn this around. So I don't think he will walk. I honestly don't. I'll be amazed if he does. But we'll see. I mean, we'll see what happens after this game. We'll see what happens in the press conferences. We'll see if Arsenal announce anything. But this current situation can't go on much longer. I don't think it can. Something has to change, whether it's the personnel in the team, whether we need wholesale changes in the team, maybe 6 or 7 people in and out of the team this weekend. On Wednesday. or what, I'm not sure. But something has to change, and it has to change quickly because it's just not acceptable. I mean, they're just showing the Xhaka red card again. I mean, absolutely ridiculous. Funny enough, Westwood kind of pushes him over first, sort of grabs him, and he stumbles. But I don't think we can deny that that's not a red card. You can't grab an opponent around the neck and throw him like that, push him. Stupid, absolutely stupid. Um, so yeah, ridiculous red card, and it's cost us. Not just that. Would we have scored with 11? I don't know. We'd started the second half a little bit better. We'd had one or two chances. Um, but there you go. We've lost again. A fourth Premier League home defeat in a row for the first ever time in our history in Premier League. In fact, it's been, was it 1959 or something? Kevin said before, the first time that we've lost 4 home games in a row. And yeah, 15th in the league. It's definitely a new experience for me, a few other Arsenal fans, I'm assuming as well, to be watching the disintegration of the team. I mean, you look at some of the players as well. You think to yourself, Aubameyang is, he's a goal scorer, world class goal scorer. You look at his goal scoring record. Can't score a goal. He hasn't scored in open play for 11 games now in the Premier League. 11 games without a goal in open play. You've got Lacazette, who came from France with a great goal scoring record. He can't score. He can't score goals. We've got experienced international players. Granit Xhaka does that. El Neni's an international player. And yes, he didn't play too badly today, but you've got a young player like Saka in the team, great young player, not almost going backwards a little bit. Yes, he did okay towards the end of the game when he was on the right hand side, but he's not been anywhere near the sort of form he was showing, was he, last season? Bellerin's experienced player now, and it's just yeah, exactly, Mark. I totally agree. I don't think he'll walk because it is a plan that he's a process that he's been trying to build, and he's not going to walk away from that now. I don't think he will. I'll be surprised if he did. Yeah, if he must be out behind the scenes. Contract state, if I'm fit, I have to play. Who knows? Well, there seems to be a few players that seems to be the case right at the moment. I mean, Willian's obviously the main one there. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. It's I wish I knew what was going on behind the scenes because something's clearly not right, isn't it? But anyway, it is what it is. I've I've had a stressful day today, busy day, and I've just had to suffer 2 hours of that absolute nonsense there again from Arsenal. It's just not good enough, is it? And yeah, uh, I'm losing I'm losing faith that we can turn this around with Arteta. I must admit, the more I think about it, the more I think he's out of his depth. And unfortunately, um, there's only one outcome for that, isn't there? It's a matter of, for me now. It's a matter of when that's going to happen. You know, I don't want him out necessarily, but you've just got to start wondering if he is out of his depth, and how much longer can we continue as a club going on this downward spiral? The results and the performances are just not good enough. Um, but let's see what happens now. It's a big 2 or 3 days coming up before the Southampton game, isn't it? And we'll see what happens then. Like it was mentioned before, Arteta's got to make changes for that game because we've got suspensions. Surely it's the opportunity now to throw the youngsters in, isn't it? Just throw them in, 6 or 7 of them. Just give them a game and see. I don't think if Arteta is still in charge for Wednesday, I don't think he'll do that because he won't. He think it's too risky because obviously we can't afford not to win that game now, and he can't afford not to win that game. So, but let's see what happens. It's going to be a big 2 or 3 days, isn't it, for the club now? So let's see how we respond to this. How what the reaction for the club is. What comes out, Um, hide the Christmas tree. Yeah, well, maybe I need to get it out. Maybe that might turn our fortunes around for Wednesday. So maybe I'll get a Christmas tree out for Wednesday. Maybe I'll try and I'll dig it out of the loft at the back and get it out. I'm glad you enjoyed the show, Kevin. Anyway, it's good to have you. I say thanks to everyone in the chat. Actually, it's been quite busy in the chat tonight. A lot of people in there. Obviously, Mark, the Tottenham fan, who I think secretly he's enjoying our problems, as you can imagine. He will be. Why not? We've done the same, haven't we? When Tottenham have been struggling. Obviously, Adam and Gareth, Newcastle fans, Brett as well in the chat. So thanks, guys, and Mark as well. Well, he's not far wrong, to be fair. So yeah, as I say, thanks to everyone who's watched the show. If you haven't done so, please come over and subscribe to the channel. Arteta's just got his interview on now, which I might watch or I might not. I might watch it later. I think I need a break. No doubt he'll say that they put the plan together in place that he wanted, and it was a sending off that cost us. I can pretty much read it now, what he's going to say. But anyway, so thanks everyone for watching. Thank you for supporting the channel. There's a few new people in the chat as well. Ash, good to see you in as well, and a few other people as well. Jean as well, good to see you guys, everyone. And Patty as well, obviously from earlier. He said that earlier on, Southampton will smash as well. It's looking more likely now, isn't it? And Matt as well, of course. Matt Smith was in earlier. A few comments as well. So so thanks to all you guys. Thanks to everyone for watching. A lot of likes and a few sort of laughs as well, which is fair enough. We can take it. We're not great at the moment, are we? So everyone can enjoy it. Everybody who doesn't support Arsenal can enjoy how terrible we are at the moment, because we will turn it around and we will be back. And it's just a matter of when, isn't it? So I'll be doing a review of this game tomorrow. I'll put a video out for that. I'll watch it again. I'll watch a few highlights later. I will be a glutton for punishment. I'll listen to a few interviews as well, and I'll put a video together for that tomorrow. And I will be doing my usual weekly Premier League review as well. Tomorrow night I'll go live. Hopefully Paul can join me as well. Dorsey, again, he couldn't make it last week, but hopefully he'll be back this week to come on and look back on the games this weekend. We'll talk about this game as well. And then obviously I'll be doing a build-up to the Southampton game on Wednesday. I will do a preview video of that, probably Tuesday. That will go out. I'm not sure if I can do a watch-along Wednesday yet, because I might not be around, because it's an early kickoff, isn't it? But I'll see. If I can, I will. Otherwise, I'll just suffer in silence and look ahead to obviously next Saturday's game against Everton. I should have an Everton fan coming on the show actually on Thursday. I'm going to try and do it Thursday this week, the positive podcast, which is going to be not very positive probably. No tree then. No, not at the moment. No tree. No Christmas. Christmas is cancelled until we win a game. So it could be cancelled completely actually. So there you go. But we'll see what happens. Maybe Wednesday we'll win 5-0 and then I'll get the banners out and everything, but we'll see. So I'll say there will be loads coming up on the channel. I still need to do my next player for me all-time favourite 11 as well, which is my second centre-back. I'm sure you might be able to guess who that might be. But anyway, I will put a video together for that as well, probably in the next week or so. And then I can start looking at my midfield, looking back at some of these players that I've been thinking about for these videos makes you think back to the good times and makes you realise how poor this current side is really. But anyway, it is what it is. We can't change it. What about Big Sam till the end of the season? I don't think things have quite got that bad yet, have they? To bring Big Sam in. I think if we do drop into the bottom three at any point, that might be the time for Big Sam. But I think I'd rather not go down that route quite yet. Not that it would be any worse, I suppose, but no, I don't think that's where we need to be going at this moment in time. But anyway, we'll see where we do go, because I don't know. I'm kind of completely lost with it at the minute. I just don't know. Dan's in the house, the Burnley fan. No, I'm sure you are happy, and you did predict that you'd get a draw, actually, didn't you? I think, didn't you predict a draw? And you actually went even better than that. So I thought Arsenal was poor, to be fair. I really did. 1-1, yeah. So I would have been happy with a goal, actually, in the end, but it wasn't to be. The red card did change it, let's be honest, but did it really make that much difference? I don't know if it did. Yes, it might have finished in a goalless draw if it wasn't for that, but would that really have made a lot of difference to the overall outcome from our point of view? Probably not, but Burnley took advantage of it, didn't they? And it just seemed strange that they brought Ashley Barnes on, didn't they, just before the red card, and then we knew he was going to cause us problems. It wasn't him that scored the goal, of course, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think overall Arsenal probably deserve something from that game if you look at the chances created and whatnot. But this is what we're in, and say you guys now, Dan, aren't that far behind us, are you? So we're looking over our shoulder, a bit worried now because it's not just you guys. It's Brighton not far behind us as well. I mean, Fulham have actually got a few better results lately as well. So I never thought I'd be looking at teams at the bottom hoping they're going to lose games, but that seems to be the case at the minute. But anyway, we'll see. I'm sure things. I'm still confident we will turn this around eventually. It's just when and who is going to be the person to take us there. But we'll see. Yeah, it was the first 10 minutes, second half. It was, yeah, and yeah, I never really was 100% confident we were going to score. Though that was the thing. We had a few opportunities. We put a lot of balls into the box. Your defence dealt with it pretty well. And we just lacked a little bit of confidence as well, maybe, and a little bit of belief that it was going to fall for us, and it didn't in the end. I think that save that Pope made in the first half from Lacazette with his legs, that was a big point in the game as well. If we went 1-0 up, then we would have probably won. I doubt we'd have got the red card, but that's what football is. It's small margin sometimes, isn't it? And at this moment in time, every single thing is going against us, isn't it? Top priority in January. I mean, we need some creativity, don't we? I know Aouar's been mentioned a few times. I don't know whether or not we can get him in January. There's that Hungarian guy. Looks like he's going to Leipzig, so we probably won't get him either. Maybe Buendia from Norwich, just someone with a bit of creativity in midfield, and maybe another goal scorer as well. Unless he's going to throw young Balogun into the squad, into the team. But yeah, it's the creative side of the play that we need. We're not conceding an awful lot of goals necessarily. We're just not creating enough chances. We haven't got enough in the final third, have we? We haven't got enough creativity there. So that would be my priority. Someone who can give us that little bit more in the final third. So I'll say Aouar maybe if we can. I'd say I would take Buendia from Norwich because I think he's a decent player. And see. But that should be the area that we need to look at definitely. I'll tell you what, I don't really want to do one now. I've had a really stressful, busy day, and I've had enough now. But maybe tomorrow because I'm going to be doing a review of the Premier League games anyway. So if you want to come on tomorrow night, we can maybe look at this game tomorrow and look at some of the other games as well over the weekend if you want. That'd be good. Okay, what I'll do then, Dan, I'll send you a message tomorrow, and we can get that sorted out. Be good to speak to you again. Actually, we can talk about this game as well. Todd Cantwell, yeah, maybe Todd Cantwell, yeah, another good player at Norwich. But yeah, I think I'll perhaps go Buendia over Todd Cantwell. But yeah, Todd Cantwell will be a good option without a shadow of a doubt. I think there's a few good players maybe in the Championship that we could look at rather than doesn't have to be a player from abroad, does it? Someone who can come straight in without having to settle and can do a job straight away in the team. That's what I want to look at. And someone who's already played in English football could be what we need, as opposed to say Aouar, who might take 6 months to settle in which case it's too late, isn't it, to help this season? So, but we'll see what January brings. I mean, I don't know. At this moment in time, there's so much going on. Jack Harrison at Leeds. I'll tell you who else at Leeds I like. I know he's not so much creative. Is it Elliott in midfield? The defensive midfield player. I could see him and Thomas Partey being quite a good partnership actually. But yeah, Jack Harrison. He's a decent player at Leeds. Yeah. Tomorrow, I'm hoping to do it maybe about 7:00 tomorrow evening. Kevin, if you're around, that'd be great. I'll put some stuff out promoting it tomorrow anyway. But yeah, I'm hoping to do it about 7:00. Is the plan for that? I'll have to speak to Dan as well from the cricket field end and try and get him involved. That'd be good. But yeah, I'll say I would do it tonight, but I've had a stressful day and that was too stressful for me. I just want to chill now for half an hour. And 7:00 good. Brilliant, that'd be excellent. And the stressful evening, yeah. Well, it's been stressful all day. I've sort of started working. I've started a new business up, and it's yeah, a bit stressful, but it's all good. I'm enjoying it. It's just stressful, but yeah, so we'll do that tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Then I'll say hopefully we can get Paul on as well, who usually does the Premier League review show as well. So we'll do that tomorrow. So I will put out a review video tomorrow as well if I get time to do one. But in the meantime, I say please stay tuned to the channel. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. I say thanks to everyone for watching. Thanks for all you guys in the comments. Congratulations to Burnley for beating us. It's not like it's hard these days, is it? Because everybody seems to beat us. But anyway, we created our own problems there. Abel Tarak, God, I remember him. He had a few kind of he's got a few issues though, hasn't he? I don't know if he's the sort of player that we need at the moment with the issues that we've got. I think we need a safe bet, if anything. Good player though, but yeah, I'm not quite sure if he's the answer to our problems at the minute, is he? But anyway, so thanks a lot for watching, everybody. Thanks for your support of the channel, and stay tuned. As I say, tomorrow I've got some good stuff coming up, so including that show tomorrow night at 7 o'clock as well. So tune in for that if you can, where we'll be reviewing the Premier League weekend and looking back on this game in a little bit more detail, and try not to get too depressed about it if we can, and see what happens in the next few days leading up to the Wednesday night game. So thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for the support of the channel. Thanks everybody. And oh, hang on, there's been 2 more comments. Let's just see if anybody what else we put. Yeah, 3 times a charm. Well, maybe, I don't know at the moment if we could bring anybody back to their best, but anyway, we'll see. Not sure about that at the minute, but anyway, well, so I say thanks to everyone for watching. Thanks for your support of the channel, and of course, in the meantime, as always, come on, you Gunners, come on, come on, come on.